The only meeting of the year between the New Orleans Breakers and the New Jersey Generals at Giants Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey this afternoon. A quick look at the circumstances of the Eastern Conference playoff picture. New Orleans at 8-7, barely hanging on as a contender for a playoff spot. Must win today to stay alive. The Generals will clinch a wild card playoff spot if they can win, and that would take care of the Eastern Conference playoff teams, since Philadelphia, Birmingham, Tampa Bay have already clinched, and Philadelphia has locked down a host position. It'll not be easy, however, for either team today because, as Jim Lampley said, we've got a rip-snorting heat wave locked down on the northeastern part of the country. That is the temperature right now on the artificial surface on which they'll be playing this afternoon at Giant Stadium, and it's going to be up around 115 degrees probably all afternoon. The shimmering skyline of New York City with our field temperature reading at 112 now, the air temperature 93. Humidity, however, is not particularly bad. It is less than 50%. And hello again, everybody. I'm Keith Jackson, along with our analyst and commentator, Lynn Swan. Swanee, a comment from you, because there were times when you were in professional ball with the Pittsburgh Steelers and your college days even at USC that you had to play in 90-plus degree temperature.
And didn't like a single minute of it, Keith. It was much too hot. I think today it's going to have its effect on the older players, and there are a lot on the defense of the New Jersey Generals.
The New Orleans Breakers now have lost 3 in a row, 5 of their last 6. Take a look at a couple of plays from the New Orleans people now. Johnny Walton is their main trigger man. The home run hitter for them has been Frank Lockett, the receiver.
And Frank Lockett has done a great job. He's averaging about 20 yards per catch. He has 990 yards on a mere 47 receptions. He's a man who will never give up. Johnny Walton needs to get his confidence back because he is only throwing at 52%. He leads the top 9 passers in the Eastern Division with 17 interceptions. They have to get it going if they have any chance of winning this ball game.
Well, the New Orleans mistakes this season have been just about as damaging to them as the opposition has.
And those mistakes have been in penalties, a lack of concentration. And Dick Corey told me as much just before the ball game, so he's trying to get them to stop.
Today, Marcus Dupree and Buford Jordan now start together in the backfield. It could be a day when they might like to run them a little more.
I think so. It might be a good day to move them in and out, to rest them, but I think Buford Jordan really wants to show what he can do, outshining Marcus Dupree, and really wants to outshine Herschel Walker. He really wants to show that he's got the talent to play. He's just over 1,000 yards. He'd like to close the gap on Herschel's 1,200-plus yards so far in the season.
As for the New Jersey Generals now, they were trounced last week by the Tampa Bay Bandits. And as you look at this graphic, you can readily discern, I think, that New Jersey has been a conservative offensive football team, ranking 17th in the pass, and they don't throw the ball deep that very much. Wide receiver Tom McConaughey, released this week by the Generals, had a rather strong departing comment when he said, as you can see there, we've got a tango offense, too predictable and playing not to lose rather than to win. And talking with our colleague Mike Adamley, this is how Coach Walt Michaels responded to that.
Well, I don't know anything about that. The player that you have in mind was being beaten out, and sometimes when those things happen, a player has a tendency to have an opinion on what should and shouldn't be done. But when we overall our offense, we look at everything from week in and week out, and we look at who's catching, what's open, where it is, and what we can best take advantage of with the defense. We do the expedient, and I've always done that. And of course, when the time calls for it, all the things will be done. You just can't open it up. I know a lot of exciting football teams that don't have 11-4 records, so I think the important thing is that we use whatever's necessary in order to win a football game, and then we analyze it and see if we've done well and if we can continue doing likewise.
Coach, in all honesty, how is Brian's arm? Is it healthy? Is it sound?
His arm is sound as far as I know. The doctors have not said one word, so we have to go along with what Brian Sipes said and what the doctors say.
So that takes care of that subject. We'll see as the day goes on if they do elect to throw deeper today. But it's a must-win for New Orleans, and New Jersey needs it to clinch.
Jim Lampley again in New York. In addition to the 3 games we're covering, one other game will be played in the league today. Washington Federals at Birmingham to play the Stallions. Stallions need a win to stay ahead of Tampa Bay in the Southern Division. The kickoff of that game has been moved back 2 hours because of the heat. Last night, in the heat of Tampa Bay, the Bandits beat the Memphis Showboats 42-24. 9th win in the last 10 games for Tampa Bay as they stay hot heading into the playoffs. probably the most consistent draw in the league. They drew 48,785 last night and took the lead in the first quarter on this 10-yard passing play from John Reeves to Marvin Harvey. 7-0. Alan Reed went in from a yard out to tie it back up for the Boats at 7-7. Then in the second quarter, Greg Boone, on his way to 89 yards and 2 TDs, scored from 4 yards out to make it 14-7 Bandits. But again, the Boats came back. This time Kelly to Derek Crawford from 6 yards out, and it was tied up at 14. But with 37 seconds left in the half, Gary Anderson went in from 2 yards out. Bandits led 21-17. And it was Anderson who broke the game open. In the third quarter, an 11-yard touchdown run by Anderson made it 28-17 Tampa Bay, his 19th TD of the season, breaking Herschel Walker's USFL record set last year. Here comes Anderson's 20th touchdown. After Memphis had cut the lead to 28-24, Gary's third TD of the game from 40 yards out made it 35-24 on the way to a 42-24 Tampa Bay win. Tampa Bay, as I mentioned, now 9 wins in 10 games. Also last night, the Oakland Invaders continued their remarkable comeback from oblivion. Remember, 9 losses in a row to begin the season. Yesterday they won for the 7th straight time, beating the league's defending champions, the Michigan Panthers, 20-13, 23,918 at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum. To say goodbye to this year for the Invaders at home, as this was their last home appearance. First quarter, 7-3 lead on this 12-yard play from Bassana to Brian Williams. And in the third quarter, Bassana scored on a 7-yard run to give Oakland a 13-6 lead. But the Panthers came back and tied it on a 78-yard pass from Whit Taylor to Derek Holloway. Remember that Taylor is in there replacing Bobby Adair, who was hurt. This was the only real slip-up for the Oakland defense, which is the factor that has been winning for them, along with the improved running game. And here's a look at the running game. 4:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Former Jet Tom Newton got the call, and 20 yards later, the Invaders had a 20-13 victory. Again, remarkable comeback for the Invaders. Now, here are the standings in the Central Division. Michigan, losing for the 8th time in 10 weeks, is still in the hunt for a playoff spot. And, of course, they must start to win in the last 2 weeks. Houston can clinch that division championship, as many of you already know, with a win today. And Chicago's still alive for a playoff berth, and so is Oklahoma if they can win today. Friday, the Philadelphia Stars won for the 13th time in a row. They had to struggle twice this week to win 2 games in 5 days, but they managed to pull it off. They beat the Denver Gold 21-19, dropping the Gold to 8-8 on the season, but Denver stays alive in the playoff hunt. Also Friday, the Arizona Wranglers, trying to get back in playoff contention, beat the Jacksonville Bulls 45-14. Arizona moves to 8-8. In the Pacific Division, you'll see that there are 4 teams within 2 games of each other, all still alive in the playoff berth. Both Arizona and Oakland have games remaining with the Los Angeles Express. Denver's big advantage is that it beat the Express twice early in the season. So here's a look at the Western playoff fight. Only Houston has clinched a playoff berth in the Western Conference. There are 6 more teams fighting among themselves for the remaining 3 playoff berths. Tomorrow night's USFL game will match the San Antonio Gunslingers against the Pittsburgh Maulers. Not much to look at there in terms of playoff interest. Both teams have been eliminated, but the key story there may be the continuing difficulties of Heisman Trophy winner Mike Rozier in this, his rookie season with the Pittsburgh Maulers. And today at halftime, we'll have a conversation with Rozier in which Rozier will discuss public reaction to the season that he's had, his reaction to it, and the reasons he feels are behind the factors that have hampered him so much in a season that must be called a disappointment for Mike Rozier.
The 16th week of the United States Football League, 1984. The New Orleans Breakers today, and the New Jersey Generals at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And on this blistering hot day, the Breakers come in at 8-7. The Generals are 11-4. And again, in a nutshell, the Breakers must win. The Generals can clinch if they can win. To the center of the field now, the captains and the referee of today's game, Percy Penn, the toss of the coin.
All right, gentlemen, New Orleans has their choice. Heads, tails. Called it in here. Tails. He called tails? Yes, sir. Tails? It is tails. They want to receive. They want the ball? Yes. New Orleans wants the ball.
So So the New Orleans Breakers will have the first possession in the ball game right now as Dick Corey settles things with Johnny Walton. Let's check in with Mike Adamle on the field.
Well, Keith, as you might expect, the biggest concern on a day like this is dehydration. In fact, some of the bigger players like offensive and defensive linemen will lose anywhere from 10 to 15 pounds in water weight by the time this game is over. When an athlete perspires, he loses a lot of potassium, so these guys will drink about anything they can get their hands on. Quench, Gatorade, a lot of water. It's that hot down here. It'll maybe a battle for survival, too.
Mike, you were a short-legged halfback. How about you?
Get me a pair of shorts next time, will you, Keith?
All right. It's tough, I'll tell you. Walt Michaels, he's watched his team over the last month and a half. They have not played very well, frankly, and they certainly did not play well last Sunday in Tampa Bay. They were just flat kicked sideways.
They were kicked sideways. They lost the game in the trenches. Their defensive line was just literally blown away by a Tampa Bay offensive line. Plus, they showed up one of the big weaknesses of this team, an inability to come back from behind quickly. And a lot of that depends upon the arm of the quarterback, Brian Sight.
Roger Ruzek will tee it up and kick it off, and going deep now for New Orleans will be Tony Good, who's come back off a rib injury, Bruce Miller, and Anthony Steele. They send three people back there, but Good is the man. They like to handle the ball. You would think that somebody from Louisiana wouldn't have a whole lot of trouble playing in this kind of heat because there's less than 50% humidity, but remember the Breakers play their home games indoors, so they will be affected by it too. It's around 120 degrees on the playing surface. No return. It hit in the end zone and took a good spin and died right there. So Johnny Walton will come out now at quarterback. He is venerable, to say the least, 36 years of age. And lining up behind him today for the first time in the same backfield will be Marcus Dupree and Buford Jordan. And I think as the day goes on, you'll see those two rotated at the I-back position with Charlie Smith and Frank Lockett, the wide receivers. Up front, it'll be Bullard, Raymond, McLaughlin, Horton, Smith, and Ross. And it's going to be interesting today as to whether or not those offensive linemen in this kind of a heat can retain concentration, because there's been a consistency in the number of mistakes that have been made in that group. So the first snap of the ball game by the New Orleans Breakers. Johnny Walton gives it to the man up front, that is Buford Jordan, and Buford has 1 yard. A 6-foot, 200-pound rookie out of McNeese State. So he and Marcus Dupree both grew up in that hot part of the South. Marcus over in Philadelphia, Mississippi, and Jordan down in Louisiana. The defensive front for the New Jersey Generals, Lockett, Woodland, and Byrne. And Walton on second down throws one quickly to Lockett up on the 35-yard line, and he's got a first down. So that time, Johnny set himself. Frank broke into the clear, splitting the defense, and Johnny really nailed him with a sharp pass. The linebacking corps for New Jersey, Harper, LeClaire, Joyce, and Leopold, and there's age on all of them except Joyce. Justin, Williams, Preston, and Johnson in the secondary, and Gary Barbaro has been reactivated, coming off knee surgery, and Gary is expected to play this afternoon, and they can probably use him at free safety, especially if New Orleans decides to go basically to a running game. They sent a third wide receiver into the game right now, Nolan Franz.
And Gary Barbaro.
And Barbaro's in there. This is Marcus Dupree on his first carry of the afternoon, and he's got almost 4 yards. They'll mark him at the 38 and give him 3, where Jim Byrne brings him down. More and more, Lynn Swan, I hear people saying, who have seen Dupree, say, can you imagine the potential? Penalty flag stops everything here as the whistle blows. I don't know what it was, because there's plenty of time left on the clock. Somebody probably didn't maintain discipline on the line.
Offense, 64, second down.
Well, it's an interior lineman again, and we have seen that consistently with the New Orleans Breakers.
In the last few games we've seen, Jerry Raymond has been one of the men who has jumped offside consistently, and that's a look at today's officials.
They come from all over the country.
Percy Penn from Dallas, Texas.
And assistant high school principal in the school system there. Dupree is out now. They go to 3-4 wide receivers, actually, if you consider the fact that Jordan works there as well, as they work out of the shotgun, and Johnny Walton's pass is complete. And the pass to Charlie Smith up here for what appears to be 3-4 yards short of where they're going to mark it. They'll mark him 2.5 yards short of the first down. It'll be third down and about 2.5.
Well, Charlie Smith is what you call a bread and butter receiver. He's been around the league for a long time. He just plays a smart game. Going against his zone, he gets to his area just outside John Preston. While Preston's looking inside, the ball is thrown. Charlie makes the catch, so he brings up a 3rd and 2.
Breakers have been converting on third down about 45% of the time this year. Again, the one-back set, but Walton is under quarterback now on third down and 2.5. And goes to Jordan. Buford trying to get outside and gets it. Just barely got past the marker. Gregory Johnson had an angle on him. He started inside and couldn't get there, and then he got a good block on the outside corner and went on around to get the first down for the Breakers.
I didn't get a chance to see exactly who that was, Keith, that made what I thought was a key block in that play. Bob Leopold, number 53, the right outside linebacker, was coming in. Looked like he was going to throw him for a loss, and he was just hit below the waist, around the knees, brought him down.
I think it was Dan Ross who had gone in motion that way. I think it was Dan that did it. This time Ross is lined up wide on the right side, or toward the bottom of the picture there, you can see it. It's first down at the 46 for the New Orleans Breakers, and Walton stays in the air. Swings it out to Marcus Dupree. He's got some help downfield. And Dupree's got a first down as he butts heads with number 23, Kerry Justin, at the New Jersey 42. And Justin, at 180 pounds, I don't think wants to take this horse on too many times head up, because Dupree carries 240.
Oh, not too many times. Walton going to the air quickly, little short passes. Again, something he can do to help his confidence. Dupree gets to the outside. He has number 53, Mike McLaughlin, in the center, and number 64, Greg Horton, out in front of him blocking before he runs into Kerry Justin.
So the Breakers now have moved for 3 successive first downs, and they're sitting inside the 42 of New Jersey. The first possession of the ball game. You've got Charlie Smith coming towards you in motion. And it's Buford Jordan caught behind the line of scrimmage, but shakes the tackle and fights his way to the 38. So he's going to have almost 4 yards on the carry. Jim LeClaire brought him down.
Well, LeClaire comes in and makes the initial attack. He reads his play very well. You see him starting to edge forward. He gets past the line. He's in the position to make a grab, but he just can't hold on to him. So then Buford Jordan gets away. Then number 27, Gregory Johnson, comes in from his free safety position to make the final stop.
Well, they're pulling the New Jersey secondary people in tighter and tighter and tighter with this kind of an offense. John Preston now drops back to play short center field. Give it to Marcus Dupree. And Dupree is gang tackled at the line of scrimmage. John Joyce, 47, came up to do the finishing lick, but it was Lockett and Harper that really brought him down.
I'll tell you, Willie Harper helped bring him down, but he took a little bit of punishment on that hit. He took him and took the helmet right into his chest, and he was giving ground from the contact.
Willie goes out now on third down and a long 6 as they put in the 5th defensive back. That would be Billy Caesar. And they go to the shotgun on third down and a long 6 with 3 wides, now 4 wides. And Walton puts it up on the sideline pattern, and the pass is incomplete. Nolan Franz was over there. He had double coverage. Number 24, Terry Daniels, and number 27, Gregory Johnson. And the pass was thrown over his head and couldn't get to it. Now Mazzetti. No, it won't be Mazzetti. It'll be Casarino. It's a very hot day. Sometimes you get a little better lift and ride out of a ball on a very hot day like this. But he would be way back there in the 50-odd yard range. So Casarino will come in to punt. And Dario Casarino averaging just under 40 yards per punt, with Mike Williams deep for New Jersey. They get some pressure on him. Penalty flags are down. They have decked Casarino. They did not get a piece of the ball. They have knocked Casarino down, and that will give the New Orleans Breakers a first down.
It was number 23, Kerry Justin, that came in, that they're going to call for it, Keith. But he just barely touched him, if he touched him at all. And Casarino went into his freshman drama performance and hitting the turf. The official was right there on top of it, pulled the flag out.
Now, folks, you just heard a comment that's absurd. For a wide receiver to be chastising a punter for acting.
I was not chastising him for acting. I was just saying that he did do a little acting. It wasn't necessary, but the acting job is what allowed him to get the penalty. If he had stood straight up, I don't think it would have ever been called. You see Kerry Justin, 23 at the bottom of the screen. Now you watch him. He goes through here. Oh, his leg just came down on top of the shoulder pad. Had no effect on the punt whatsoever.
Yeah, Mike Williams had grabbed it and had a reasonable return on it as well, but nonetheless, the penalty stands. And Mark Chalene now sets into the backfield. He is the blocking back with Buford Jordan, the lone remaining back. You see Chalene moving up into a slot position, and Johnny Walton back to throw. He's got his man. That is Lockett, and Lockett twists his way down to the 20. And you've got another penalty flag thrown against New Jersey.
Number 55, Jim LeClaire, the veteran from Cincinnati, 12 years on that football team, is going to get called for
late hit,
unnecessary roughness, a spear, anything you want to call it, a swan dive onto the back of Frank Lockett. Frank Lockett is a big receiver. At 200 pounds. He's strong. It's going to late hit time. Defense. In Nebraska.
Number 55.
First down. Physical man. Now watch him. He gets a ball. Justin has him, but he almost gets loose. And as he dives, right there, LeClaire dove into his back.
And it's first and goal to go. The ball is square on the 10.
Important drive, trying to wear down this older defensive team of New Jersey.
And get on the scoreboard first. That's the secret against New Jersey. This is Jordan. Buford Jordan. Inside the 5, down at the 3. Brought down by Gregory Johnson primarily.
Gregory Johnson brought him down, but Keith, that took a long time for him to get to the outside. And when he comes to the outside like that, that means the receivers, the people blocking to the outside, have to really sustain their blocks for a long time. On that play, Frank Lockett was blocking downfield, held up the cornerback, the safety, just long enough for him to get outside and get upfield to pick up some yards before the safety came off and made the stop.
You've got 3 tight ends in now for New Orleans with Dupree and Jordan lined up, and that's David Bale, tight end, going in motion. They give it to Marcus Dupree, and Dupree is down to the 2. Looked like he was going to be able to get leverage, but 5 people generally will stop one.
5 people on one back to bring him down. Initial contact by Woodland, Joyce, and Willie Harper, but it took 5 of them to bring him down. He gets pretty good blocking initially, but then once he turns upfield, it's all on his own. You see right there, blocked by Buford Jordan on Gregory Johnson, and right there, he comes into Harper, everybody joins in, and he still gets the ball down to the 2-yard line.
Remember, they started on the 10. That's a tough place. And you're looking at 4 downs from the 10. Chalene and Dupree now in the backfield. It probably is a run right with Chalene, the lead blocker. No, Johnny Walton keeps it and goes for the corner and scores the touchdown. Johnny Walton and bootlegs it.
And thank you, Dan Ross. Just in case, I don't think he really needed that block of Dan Ross on Willie Harper, but it was taking Walton just a little bit of time to run that bootleg. And Dan Ross came back to block on Harper, give him a little bit of extra time. We'll take a look at it from ground level. He fakes it, a naked bootleg. If you don't fool everybody, it'll never work. And right here, Harper's coming over, and Ross just edges him as Walton makes it to the corner of the end zone.
Tim Mazzetti, who has never missed an extra point in the 2 seasons, 1+ seasons of the USFL, converts it, so at 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter, the New Orleans Breakers take the opening kickoff and stick it in the end. And last week, we saw Tampa Bay take the opening kickoff against New Jersey and go right down the field with it. So they're icing them down, the defensive unit for New Jersey. You're going to drink orange. Everything's got potassium in it today. You're going to consume as much as your body will let you. Mazzetti will kick off now. Hackett and Pegues are the deep men.
When I was growing up playing football, the coaches, everyone always said, don't drink a lot of fluids while you're working out because only lazy people do it, and we don't want you drinking. Well, that's totally wrong. You need more fluids all the time.
Of course you do.
Because you're losing it, you're losing the chemicals in your system, and I think, one of those old wives' tales that athletes lived under for so many years. Now, a lot of fluid during the ball game, maintain that balance.
his feet from under him at the 15, falls ahead to the 17. And New Jersey comes out for its first defensive possession. For New Jersey offensively, Brian Sipe is in there at quarterback. He'll probably go over 2,000 yards today in this season. And he'll be joined in the backfield by Carthon and Herschel Walker. Danny Knight and Clarence Collins are the wide receivers. The offensive people up front will be Doug Mackey, 290, Dave Lapham, 270, Kent Hull, 260, Wayne Harris, 280, Brian Millard, 280, and Sam Bowers will start at tight end. Sam is 6'4" and 255. They start out with Knight and Collins as the wide people, and Carthon Walker split in the backfield. And they work from the 17-yard line and sight very quickly over to Danny Knight, trying to set up a screen play for the wide receiver, and it works maybe for a yard, and that's all.
Ray Phillips, number 52, was a linebacker that came in and made the play, and you have to get inside blocking and protection for a receiver to get time to make his move upfield, and that play is designed for the receiver to stay to the outside. That time, the outside was blocked, but the inside was not cut off. Robinson, Bayless, Merrill, the down three up front with Needham, Merrick, Brewington, Phillips linebackers. Secondary for New Orleans, Wilson, Miller, Harbison, and Restick. Second down 9. The ball is on the 18. Whistle, stop him. Sam Bowers, number 89, the tight end. Started too soon. Let's check in with Mike Adamle as he talks to Johnny Walton.
79, second down.
Silver man with a couple of tender wheels.
Well, you know, I guess they had on program that I wouldn't do a thing such as that. We had seen a couple other teams do it on them. So, you know, whatever we can do to win this football game, that's what we'll try to do today.
Okay, what about the heat?
Well, it's a factor for both teams. So, you know, the team that put the heat factor out of their minds will be the ones that will move the ball.
Okay, keep it up. Thanks, John.
Brian Sipe, pressure along his goal line. One of his own men ran into him. Now he tries to go deep with it. Collins is down there and can't get back to the ball, and it is incomplete. Woodrow Wilson and Joe Restick were both back there. Collins had gone downfield. Sipe unloaded the ball, and let's talk about his arm, Lynn Swan. How far did he throw it?
He threw it 45 yards, and for a passer who was on the run like that, receiver was wide open downfield. A good passer should have been able to get it more than 45 yards downfield. Had he been able to put something behind it, I think it would have gotten there. You know, Brian Sipe has played seasons back-to-back now, and he only throws the ball 3 times a week during practice. And I think maybe his arm is a little worn out. Whether it's a permanent effect or whether it's just 2 back-to-back seasons, I don't know.
It is third down and about 15 and a penalty flag. I think somebody jumped again. The pass is caught by Collins, and Collins would be beyond the yard marker for a first down, but let's see about the penalty. Could have been Junior Ayu offside, too.
Yeah. That's a close mark, Keith, for the first down. If he has it, it's not going to be by much. So I think that he wants to ask the official just where the ball would be. Would it be a first down or not?
It will be.
And it will be, so they will refuse.
Defense, decline, first down.
So Junior got started a little too soon. He is a pass rush specialist for New Orleans, and he was trying to anticipate the snap and get himself in the neutral zone. The pass complete to Collins, good for the first down.
He was one of the leading pass rushers for the Arizona Wranglers or Chicago Blitz, and I'm wondering why New Orleans doesn't take advantage of it by going to more of a 4 down lineman front.
This is Herschel Walker, and Herschel picks up a couple of yards as he comes up to about the 30 and just over the 30. They're going to give him the 31, where Bruce Miller took him down.
Playing against the New Jersey Generals, Keith, knowing that they really want to run the football and that their passing game is a short one by design and maybe because of the fact that Brian Sipe's arm is not as strong as it used to be, you're going to see the cornerbacks and safeties really come up and play the run strongly. So look for Harbison and Restick to be in on quite a few tackles. They're leading tacklers on this football team.
It's second down and about 8. Walker coming to the left side this time. Gets a little help on the corner from Danny Knight. Then is gang tackled at the 35.
Number 42, Harbison.
Well, Harbison's a headhunter. He lays his ears back. He's a tough guy.
Oh, yes, he is. Mike Brewington, number 58, was the man who made the initial contact, and 42 Harbison came in from that safety spot to help clean it up.
Herschel Walker has now gone over 3,000 yards in his professional career. He has 3,006. The ball is sitting right on the 35. It is 3rd down and 3. New Orleans leading 7-0 with 5:45 to go in the first quarter. Deep drop by Sipe, sideline pattern to Carthon, good for the first down at the 40. Brought down by outside linebacker Ray Phillips.
Carthon having his best year.
Those patterns that we just saw, they may look like they're relatively easy to effect. The only problem you've got is if a corner steps in there or a linebacker steps inside on you, it very often is 6 points.
It's a tough angle also for the receiver to get his body turned back around. Can't be thrown too hard.
Walker goes in motion. They give the ball off to Carthon. He runs it right down the middle of the highway, and he picks up 9 yards. Joe Restick finally brought him down.
Well, that's the way Carthon likes to run the ball, hard, straight ahead, not too many moves to pick up the yards. Take a look at the blocking he gets here on the right side of the offensive line. The left side's just firing out. Number 92, Mike Robinson, has a shot, but Carthon just gets right by him, and he's into the secondary, taking on number 36, Joe Restick.
Ball is at the 49. They need a yard, about a yard and a half. Second down carry goes to Maurice Carthon, and Carthon is down at the 42. Ball comes loose, but he was called down. I saw Larry Lacewell down at the coaches convention in Dallas, and I asked him, all these guys showing up from Arkansas State, how was it you didn't wind up in some bowl? Well, he said Carthon, for one, played tight end until his senior year. And Bradley, the quarterback, came back apparently from pro baseball. He only had him for a year. So a lot of the people who have an Arkansas State background, it's kind of like Todd Fowler for the Houston Gamblers. Now, he was a tight end at Stephen Austin. But he ran for 208 yards last week against the Denver Gold.
Sam Harrell's getting back quick, too.
Yeah, he's healing swiftly. Ryan Sipe for the air. Pass drilled to Danny Knight, and it's good for a first down at the New Orleans 31. So a pickup of 11 yards on the pass play. Sipe to Danny Knight.
Danny Knight being helped up by his teammates. He took some hits. He's jogging off the field now. He's had a series of injuries, and I have to think that some of the thinking by the secondary is the following. If they make a catch, we're going to punish them. We want to wear this team down. We know they're not going to go deep, so whatever they do short will be right there to inflict some pain and cause some turnovers.
Marcus Merrick has come off the field. He's hurt a little bit. Looks like it might still be that pinched nerve problem that he had 2 weeks ago in his neck. But he is out of there right now. Herschel Walker looks for some daylight on the right side, and he's got it. And he is close to another first down as he runs it inside the 25, and they mark him at the 22. Brought down by Mike Brewington, who replaced Merrick at the inside linebacker spot. Well, New Jersey last week against Tampa took the ball with 20 plays for 78 yards or something like that. It took a day and a half, but they got the touchdown out of it. And now they're trying to respond here to New Orleans' opening drive.
Bill Austin, the offensive line coach, told me there was only one mistake on their drive. They scored too soon.
Yeah.
Left Tampa with too much time, and they scored in a minute and 5 seconds.
Second down and a short 2. And Carthon looking for it, bounces outside and gets it as he goes inside the 20 and finally out of bounds at the 17. Bruce Miller finally shoved him out.
Carthon has put together back-to-back 3 great plays. He the running play, he bounced to the outside, coming to the bottom of the picture to his left. Then on Herschel's run, he stood up, number 52, Ray Phillips, the outside linebacker, and gave Herschel a big hole to run to. And now on the crucial short yardage play, instead of just piling into the middle where all kinds of traffic and congestion was, he read, bounced it to the outside, found an opening, took it up, and got the first down for his team.
Ray Phillips is hurt. He's out of there. Merrick goes back in. So Phillips comes off woozy for a moment. And it's first down New Jersey at the New Orleans 17-yard line. And Sipe hands it off to Carthon, and this time a lot of gang tackling. And they stack him up right about the line of scrimmage. Ben Needham and Merrick were the 2 principal tacklers on the play.
Bad timing on that play, Keith. The right tackle, Brian Millard, number 76, was trying to come back inside to pick up his assignment, whoever it was, and ran into Carthon. Carthon ran into him, and he just couldn't bounce off of it. The tackle was made.
Second down, loss on the play of close to a yard, so it's a little more than 10, and Syke goes down the middle with it, and the pass is caught by Sam Bowers. And Sam dives into the end zone. They have called it a touchdown. Looked to me like he was down under contact at the 2. They're going to bring it. There's no touchdown. They got to call him down at the 2.
Well, the head official comes back and calls it down at the 2. Sam Bowers dove for a pass that was very low. Number 36, Joe Restick, was coming across the top to try and go for the interception. He missed the ball, but it was ruled that he made contact with Bowers while he was down on the ground. Bowers, figuring
he was sitting on him, wasn't he?
No contact, just jumped up very quickly. Heads-up play by Sam Bowers. He fooled one official who was going to call for the touchdown. See the play right there.
Oh, there's contact.
There's contact right there.
Ball is on the 2. First and goal, New Jersey at the New Orleans 2. Carthon didn't get there.
Nope, they stacked it up. Wayne Harris, number 64, and Brian Millard, 76, on the right side, the right guard and right tackle, respectively. Fired out, but the defensive charge got under him. There's a man hurt on the field right now.
Looks like it's Jeff Merrill, the defensive left end. First quarter is over. So with the New Orleans man hurt, you've got a timeout for him. New Jersey is knocking on the door to get its first points of the day, but after one period of play, New Orleans leads it 7 for the first quarter of play. And remember, there have only been 2 possessions, and one of those possessions not yet completed.
Well, it's just very even. New Orleans was helped on their drive by 2 key penalties, one on a attempted block punt, roughing the kicker that kept the drive alive, another one on LeClaire for piling on. And that first quarter only took 28 minutes with only 2 possessions by each team, and this possession not even finished with.
Oh, Jim Lamp was keeping a lot of notes. Second down and goal from the New Orleans 1 for the Generals. Carthon, touchdown.
For Carthon, that's his 10th running touchdown, 11th on the year. He has 1 pass reception for a touchdown.
So the Generals go 83 yards in their first possession, used 15 plays and 8 minutes and 32 seconds. So 2 long marches took care of the first quarter of play. Ruzek is in for the extra point try. Bob Grupp is the holder. The kick is up, and it's good. 7-7 ball game on the first play of the second quarter. So if they continue to possess the ball for long periods of time, it may be a matter of who has it last.
Down in the Astrodome, Jim Kelly has broken the American Pro Football record for touchdown passes in a season. This was number 37 to Richard Johnson, a 10-yard touchdown pass. It was the second TD of the game for Houston and gave them a 14-0 lead. For Johnson, his 99th catch. He's only 2 off Charlie Hennigan's record in that category. Back to Keith Jackson in the Meadowlands.
Boy, what a season that Kelly has had, huh?
And what about Johnson? He came into the game with 97 catches here.
Here's another look at the touchdown. Nothing very fancy about it.
Herschel, number 34, gets in there for a good block, making contact at the line of scrimmage, keeping the hole just clear enough for Herschel, for Carthon to go through as we look at number 31, Tony Good, for New Orleans, back on the kickoff return team.
Ruzek will kick it away. 7-7 ball game with 14:58 to go in the first half. That's a very high-hanging kick. I don't think Tony will bring it back. He won't. He's beyond the restraining line, so it'll be New Orleans ball first down at the 20. So let's see if we have a little change in tactics now by the Breakers as they get their second possession. It's first down and 10 for New Orleans from the 20. A 7-7 ball game, and the handoff goes to Marcus Dupree. And he slips on the cutback. Oh, if he hadn't slipped, I don't know. He might have been able to run right over the top of Terry Daniels and keep on wailing because he had full momentum.
And if he ran over the top of Terry Daniels, he may not have gotten up again. Hurry-up offense by New Orleans.
Gain of 4 by Dupree. Here he goes again. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage, this time by Jim Byrne. Never had a chance. Byrne just nailed him right at the knees as he got the ball.
And Byrne's a big man that comes in at 6'3", 270 pounds out of Wisconsin. But when he hit Marcus Dupree, Marcus didn't go down right away. He had to slide down those legs a little bit and haul him down by the ankles.
So it is third down and 7 now for New Orleans from the 23 as they tried to catch him off balance.
If the game continues at this pace, Keith, it's only going to be good for New Jersey because it gives their defense a chance to rest with the long drives by their offense. And the defense is doing a pretty good job right now of stopping New Orleans.
Out of the shotgun, give it to Buford Jordan, and Buford's got no place to go. So the New Jersey defensive people laying their ears back, find some cracks, and they stifle New Orleans and will force them to punt.
When New Orleans had the ball in their first offensive possession, I'm repeating myself a little bit, it was sustained because of penalties. The New Jersey drive had no penalties involved, or one against them, but they were able to go the length of the field, mistake-free football. And again, it will only help New Jersey in this ball game under the weather conditions.
Casarino to punt. Williams deep. Low kick. Good spin. Right to Williams at the 30. Gives up some territory and actually backed up about 4 yards where Kyle Whittingham brought him down. So New Jersey will have it first down at the 27 after a 47-yard punt.
Well, as we mentioned at the top of the show, heat was a factor in this game, but it's cooled off somewhat. As a matter of fact, the temperature down to about 110 on the field, and it's not affecting the Generals players too much at all, Keith. They're getting nice down very well. They're getting a lot of water, so it's not a factor right now. It will probably be in the third and fourth quarters. Keith?
That little cloud cover that sort of moved in, too, helping to block out some of the sun's heat. And again, the humidity is 49%, which is almost tolerable. Well, now it's up to the New Orleans defense to settle in and try to stop New Jersey's offense. The pass is thrown to Herschel Walker, and he makes a great catch for a first down at the New Orleans 49. Sight laid it on the shoulder pad, and Herschel beat Ben Needham.
Ben Needham was just a stride behind Herschel Walker, half stride behind him, keeping pace. As Herschel Walker was running down the sideline, Brian Sipe found him. Needham had his back turned, does not see the ball coming. He's watching Herschel, and Brian just gets it over his shoulders, and Herschel makes a good catch, requiring more concentration than anything else.
First down at the New Orleans 49. Sipe 6 out of 7 for 72 yards and 5 first downs. Give the ball to Carthon, and Carthon has 5 as he goes to the 44.
Carthon came into the game carrying the ball 196 times for 848 yards, averaging 4.3 yards per carry, and he's still got a very good shot in this ball game. 2 more remaining to go over the 1,000-yard mark.
It'll be second down and 5 for New Jersey on the Breakers 44 with 12 minutes to play in the first half in a 7-7 ball game. You got an offside call coming up against New Orleans as Herschel gets past the marker and goes for the first down. So the Breakers trying to anticipate, and the outside man closest to us was the man who got into the neutral zone and got caught.
Offside, defense, refused. First down.
Make the play, get the first down. Ball is sitting at the New Orleans 38. And once again, the Generals taking possession of the ball and just sitting with it. Of course, they have gone twice now to long pass plays. Long, at least, for New Jersey. But their pattern is not to throw deep. This is Carthon. And Maurice Carthon getting a block on the left side out of Hull, the center, and Lapham, the guard. And he's got good yardage down inside the 30. The blitz getting on the scoreboard against the Gamblers, now 14-3 in that ball game. And Los Angeles with a 45-yarder from Zendejas to a 10-0 lead over Oklahoma. Rick Johnson, who quarterbacked at Southern Illinois last year in his senior year, came on as a walk-on as a free agent tryout at the Oklahoma camp, made the team. Second down, 2 for New Jersey. And Sight looking at Bowers, overthrows him. Sam Bowers, the tight end, had position and certainly size on Bruce Miller, the right corner. Miller stands 5'9", 165. Bowers 6'4", 255.
Oh, he was running a little corner route, but he had number 40, Bruce Miller, coming up quickly underneath. The ball had to be thrown well enough to the outside, deep enough to get over him. It was, but just a little bit too far for Big Sam.
Take that size matchup any day of the week, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, sure. I'd take that matchup, give him a chance to go up for it against a little guy.
Now third down and 2. Walker.
They call him down.
Know if he's got a first down or not. It was Ray Phillips who came in and
that time
ball away.
Yeah, that time Herschel really didn't read the blocking. He had in front of him, got some great block. That's Marcus Merrick right there. And watch the contact between he and Maurice Carthon right there, the block. He just gets a little leverage and takes on Carthon. But see, the whole outside was wide open for Herschel to bounce off that block and then keep going, and he didn't do it.
Ray Phillips is hurt on the play. Change in for the measurement. You see, it is a first down for New Jersey. And you've got a timeout right now for the injured New Orleans player. So Ray Phillips shaken up. Looks like he's having some kind of leg trouble. Could be a cramp in this kind of heat. New Jersey owns the football, first down at the New Orleans 28. Ray Phillips has come off the field, seems to be all right. Here's what happens to him now. You're going to see him as the play swings to the left side of the screen. You'll see number 52 get caught in the pile. He's near the ball right there now. He sort of got extended, and when he came off the field, he actually was flexing his right arm. Apparently it was not a leg injury. New Jersey now looking to untie this ball game. It's 7-7 with 10.5 minutes to play in the first half, and the Generals moving it on the New Orleans defense. They send Walker outside as a wide receiver. And they throw it to him. And Sipe threw it behind him. Herschel had taken off downfield. Brian let the ball go. It was looking for a stop and go, I guess, and Herschel was gone.
Brian throwing the stop, and yeah. Herschel running the gone. Running the go part of it. I just think he thought there was a blitz coming in, felt some pressure, and wanted to get the ball away very quickly. Herschel was running down the field, had his back turned to it. Did not read the same thing that Brian Sipe was reading.
Second down and 10. Carthon on a delay up the middle. Maurice Carthon to about the 21. That's going to leave him the better part of 3 yards short of the first down as Merrick made the tackle for New Orleans. You were talking about Richard Johnson a while ago. He has now 100 catches, having caught 3 today for 2 touchdowns. The old AFL record back in the days when it was run and gun, back in the early 60s, Charlie Hennigan. Remember Charlie from the old Houston Oilers?
No, I don't remember way back there.
Oh, you younger fellas have a little trouble with the perspective of history here. But the AFL record was 101 catches. Sight down the middle. It's good to Danny Knight. Knight's loose. Knight is down at the 1.
Danny Knight, plagued with injuries all during the season. A young man that took the job away from Tom McConaughey once he healed up, a rookie out of Mississippi State. He catches this ball on the move. He doesn't have to slow down, doesn't have to wait for it. Just a little stutter step there. Then he keeps going against the flow of the defensive backs, turns it upfield, and he almost gets into the end zone. And unfortunately for him, he didn't, because now you're going to give it to a running back. Wide receiver, when you get that close, score, baby, score.
First and goal from the 1. Contact is made along the line of scrimmage as Walker goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Let's see about the flags. May very well have been a defensive contact.
Defensive contact means it's a free play for the offense. The touchdown will count.
Offside. Defense.
Touchdown stand.
Decline. Touchdown.
Well, 2 possessions by the New Jersey Generals, 2 long drives, 2 touchdowns, and they've taken control. Dick Corey running out into the field because there's an injured player down on the field.
Marcus Merrick again.
Marcus Merrick, one of the breakers.
He's having a neck trouble because he's, again, grimacing with the neck, and he came out a little while ago showing some signs of it. And, of course, 2 weeks ago, he had to come out of the ball game with it.
That's number 56 right there, Marcus Merrick. You see him trying to anticipate. He comes in across the line. See him sliding across there. Looks like someone rolled over his legs, over his ankle.
Yeah, they're working on a leg now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Marcus is hurting on both ends now, isn't he?
Yeah, top and bottom. Let's take a look at it again. He's just trying to fight his way off all the people in front, and he just trips over. Looks like it might have been number 76, Brian Millard, that he tripped over. I'm not sure.
8 minutes and 55 seconds to go in the first half. Ruzek will be coming on as soon as time is back in for the extra point try. He's 44 out of 45 this year. Let's spend a moment while we're waiting for time to come back to play and spend it with Jim Lampley.
And Keith, just to underline what you've already passed along to the viewers, here is a look at Richard Johnson's 100th catch of the season and touchdown pass number 38 for Jim Kelly, a 30-yarder in the Astrodome, which has given the Gamblers a 21-3 second quarter lead over the Blitz. The remarkable season goes on for that pair, and let's go back to KJ.
And to capitalize the import of this game, if the New Jersey Generals win the ball game, they lock a playoff spot. They will not, however, be a host team. They'll be a wild card. New Orleans, if they should win it, will stay in the hunt. But in order for New Orleans to make the playoffs, New Jersey would have to lose all remaining games. They play Denver at home next week and then finish the season at Philadelphia. Ruzek gets a knuckleball that is fumbled and finally picked up by somebody. It's Anthony Steele who finally got a handle on it after Tony Good failed to handle it. So the thing came skittering and floating downfield. Very difficult kind of a kick to get a grip on, and obviously they didn't do a very good job of it. Walton gives the ball to Marcus Dupree, and Dupree comes up to about the 15 where a penalty flag is thrown. And you could have any one of things here. You could have a clip, you could have a face mask, or you could have holding, and that's the latter, holding. So New Orleans makes a big mistake trying to get out of their own end of the field. Marcus Merrick now. Let's check his condition with Mike Adamley.
Marcus, it always seems like we're talking to you about hard knocks. A couple weeks ago, the pinched nerve in the neck, and today, what, a hyperextended knee?
There's a little bit. Yeah, I got hit in the front of the knee, hyperextended back a little bit. I'll be all right.
Yeah, ice is all right. No tear or anything like that, though.
No, I don't think there's any tear. There's no pop or nothing. Just hyperextended back, so that'll be all right.
Has it cooled off somewhat down here in the field?
It's starting to get a little breeze. The beginning was kind of hot. It's starting to cool off a little bit.
Okay, hang in there, kiddo.
Hi, Coach. What's wrong?
Keith?
Chiseled of stone he is, that lad.
First down.
In New Orleans' first possession, Keith, they attempted 5 passes downfield. Okay? Second drive, they didn't attempt a single pass, and they were stopped trying to run the ball. That first down, 15 yards to go.
Dupree faking a reverse, keeps it, And Marcus is back up to about the original line of scrimmage on the play. So it comes back to the 14 from the 8, picked up 6 yards. John Joyce brought him down. So it'll be second down 10.
A little bit of a chancy play back there against your own
Well, you
zone.
get to fiddling around and running back and forth around your goal line. The other folks are coming on a straight line.
That's right. Bad handoff if they attempted to reverse all the way, or with Lockett to touch that ball. Marcus extended it too far. Could have been a turnover, recovery for a touchdown or safety.
Second down and 10. Dan Ross has not seen the ball today. They stay with the ground game. Dupree. And Marcus Dupree is wrestled down. Number 24, Terry Daniels, the right cornerback, who was out head up with Frank Lockett, saw that Dupree had the ball, and he had just a straight angle at him, and really was the fellow who took his leg out from under him.
You see Williams, he comes up, he's looking inside. He's looking inside because it's a zone. All he's going to do is make contact. Then as he looks inside, he sees the play coming to the outside. Lockett doesn't make the contact to hold him up. He comes in on that straight angle from the outside. Dupree has all kinds of traffic in front of him, so he couldn't get away from it.
If Frank had stayed in his way, Marcus might have been able to bounce to the outside and turn it into something. It's third down and 8. Out of the shotgun, Walton looking to throw. Gets it off, and it is off the hands of Buford Jordan. He had a first down, and then some, but he just simply didn't hold the ball. That's all I can tell you.
Well, I think maybe he was thinking about, I wonder where the hit's going to come from. You find yourself on that sideline, you see a man inside, you know there's a cornerback over the top of you somewhere. The ball takes a little time to come out there. Walton had good speed on that ball, good power. He got there in time, but I think maybe he was wondering where that safety or where that outside cornerback was who was going to make the hit.
Casarino hits a howitzer this time. Beautiful punt all the way back to the 30. Mike Williams now from the 29 is going to take the lick and go out of bounds. I don't know why he didn't just go on out of bounds.
That was awfully silly.
Wasn't it? Why did he just step out of bounds?
The man's a masochist. Why in the world? I mean, he had all the time because it was such a long kick. He had time to make a decision which way he wanted to run. He didn't get much help in terms of blocking. You see him, he just hesitates. He knows he doesn't have much help. Running toward the sideline. Right there, he should go right out of the bounds, and he just lowers his shoulder and takes a hit. I mean, the man must not have watched Franco Harris at all. Sorry, Franco, I didn't mean it. Franco's a friend, but he's a smart football player. He gets out of bounds when he has no place to go. See Jordan, Dupree, Walton sitting on the sideline, or Dupree, Jordan, and Walton in that order.
New Jersey from the 34, first down, leading 14-7. Side rolls out, looking to throw. He's got Knight down here. Throws to Jeff Speck, and Speck takes a hit from Joe Restick, but he's got a first down.
Jeff Speck, the man that came in, put the pressure on Sam Bowers when Sam Bowers was injured. Got a starting job. Now he and Sam Bowers are switching quite a bit. You see Speck fighting off the contact line of scrimmage, and this is what you call an opportunity for the old broken rib shot. As he jumps up in the air, his ribs are exposed right there for Restick, 36. Restick just gets a shoulder in about waist high.
49, first down, New Jersey. Walker behind the line of scrimmage, wrestled down by Gerald Bayless, a rookie out of Southern Mississippi.
Herschel had no place to go, and Gerald had him in his arms, and you could see Walker had given up. He knew he couldn't go anywhere, but Bayless decided he wanted to try and wrestle him down.
Bayless is in there. Jeff Gaylord, who had started at nose tackle last year and again most of this year for New Orleans on the injured list. And Darrell Wilkerson had to move inside to back up Bayless. So they miss Gaylord in the middle. There's no question about it. It'll be second down and 14. Pass thrown down the middle is almost intercepted. Almost picked off by James Reed. Reed, an inside linebacker, got his hands on it but couldn't come away with it.
He had a real good shot to pick this one off. Pretty good pass rush. Offensive line in New Jersey holding everybody in front of him, in front of Brian Sipe. He throws it anticipating the receiver curling around the linebacker, but he couldn't. Clarence Collins just couldn't get around Reed.
Collins to the top now, and Danny Knight comes down to the bottom on 3rd down and close to 14. Sight getting some pressure from Bayless. Bayless has got him. Gerald Bayless, who had looped to the outside, missed him the first time, but got a little hound dog in him and stayed on the hunt and got him.
Brian Sipe tried to step up into that pocket and get away from it, but he just couldn't do it. You see number 60, Bayless. It's a little U game there, a double game. He runs to the outside and says, "Doggone it, I missed you, Brian." Brian starts to run, but he's got those knee braces on his knee. He can't get away. Gerald Bayless stays with it, does not give up, and brings down his man.
And at 4:50 to play first half, Nolan Franz is deep for the punt. And Tony Good is back there with him, and Good calls for a fair catch for New Orleans, and it'll be Breakers ball first down at their 16-yard line. 40-yard punt by Grubb. 14-7 ball game. New Orleans getting it back, and will go to work from their 16. Lockett is not gone deep yet today. He's checking off. Change the play. Walton back to throw it. Loops it outside. Pass is caught by Dan Ross. The first time today the tight end has seen the ball. Dan just sort of drifting outside with a wide man going downfield to clear him out a little bit, and he gets it up to the 21.
He's the leading receiver on this team, but after he makes his catch, you can just see the mental process. He makes an assessment when he looks at Willie Harper, number 56, and he's deciding, should I go out of bounds or should I take him on? And he takes him on. Figuring he outweighs him, he's a little bit stronger, he could push him downfield for a couple of extra yards.
We got 5 on the play, 2nd down and 5. Staying in the air. Little short pass goes to Buford Jordan, and Buford's got a first down up around the 32. John Joyce out of Colgate in there to get him.
Johnny Walton gets his players on the sideline after they called the running plays for the last 2 possessions of this offensive team. They go back to the air, and now they're moving the football. Walton only sacked 9 times in the 1984 season.
Lockett's out of there now, and Nolan Franz has replaced him. Walton's pass good to Franz, up on the 45, and a first down for New Orleans.
Well, that's a homework pass, Keith. That's a nice little homework pass. You watch the corners, you see how far back they play off, you watch what their drop is. Daniels looking inside, zone coverage all the way. Franz just runs down, backs him up, turns in. No real moves involved. Just taking what the defense gives you, and that's good for a first down. Defense has to change up every once in a while not to give people those easy 10-yard catches.
Walton airing it out. Charlie Smith overthrows it. That might be for impact only there.
I think so, because he was very well covered by number 25, or excuse me, number 23, Kerry Justin. And Justin was about 2 yards downfield, or a yard and a half in front of Charlie Smith. Walton just wound it up, sprung it loose on him. Threw it out of bounds. I didn't think Charlie had a chance at all.
May have just been trying to plant a thought.
Yeah, but I think you really want to do that in 3rd or 2nd and short to the 1st and 10. Now they're looking at 2nd and 10. Obvious pass.
Little dump to Marcus Dupree, but Dupree is caught by number 53. That's Bob Leopold, outside linebacker, who had come back inside to cover the back drifting through there. And there's a short gain on it of about 3 yards, so it'll be 3rd down and 7. Now, a fellow's coming onto the field for the first time today, Marion Brown, and very often Brown winds up has wound up in some big 3rd down plays this season for the Breakers. So let's see whether or not he gets a call here. Dupree comes out as they send in the extra wide receiver. Now, this is the kind of a ball game that Johnny Walton likes too, where he's got 4 people, actually 5 out of the shotgun to throw to. New Jersey jumped off sides. Inside lineman did it as Dan Ross makes the catch, shakes Leopold off, and goes on down the field. Big gain all the way down to the 26-yard line. They will refuse the encroachment call against New Jersey and take the play.
Well, again, it's when the defense jumps off sides like that, it's a free play for the offense. They know if the play doesn't work.
Offside, defense, decline, first down.
They bring the ball back. They take the first out, the 5-yard penalty, and try over again. That time he had Dan Ross downfield open, and Bob Leopold trying to make the tackle out of Notre Dame just went over the top of him. Dan Ross shook him off a little bit.
We've hit 2 minutes, actually 1:05.6 to play in the first half. New Orleans now moving downfield on a threat, but New Jersey still leads it 14-7. 14-7, but New Orleans now just outside the 25, knocking on the door as a result of this play. Johnny Walton to Dan Ross.
That was number 9 for 12 for Walton for 109 yards. A big play here by Ross as he breaks a tackle. He's hit 6 different receivers so far in the first half of this ball game.
They've got 1:56 left in the first half of play. Jordan is the beat man now with Shalene in front of him. Well, they gave the ball to him, and the entire New Jersey defense knew it was coming, I guess, because Jim Byrne was right there to knock him down. And that is not a pleasant moment for the lady on the left, Buford's mom, and his wife on the right. They have made the trip up to see the ball game.
I wonder if they just saw their son and husband get tackled for a loss. I think they're waving to all their friends and family back at home.
Ball comes back to the 27, a loss of about 2 yards. Mercedes warming up on the sidelines in case they're not able to move on down the field at 1:15 to go. Johnny Walton stands up, quick pop, Lockett inside the 10, down to about the 6. And you'll never know how close Lockett was to taking it in, because Frank, so quick and so strong for his size, almost splits him and goes in.
Marcus Dupree said the one thing that was most impressive when he first came down to the New Orleans Breakers camp was the size of Frank Lockett's arms. Spends a lot of time in that weight room pumping iron. He's a big kid, likes to make contact, found his confidence in this league, came on to play extremely well.
New Orleans has called a timeout, stopping the clock with 1 minute and 12 seconds to play in the first half. They have 2 remaining, and the football is sitting right on the hash mark, 6 yards away from the end zone. Walton pitches to Buford Jordan. He has a convoy trying to get around the corner, and he can't do it. Number 78, Frankie Smith, was out in front of him, but Frankie, even though he is 290 pounds, was just not big enough to beat down the 5 red shirts that were over there waiting for him.
You see Kerry Justin, Gregory Johnson to come over. Number 96, Lockett comes in.
Swing pass this time to Jordan. Jordan dives for the corner, and they marked him out of bounds on the 4, and that'll bring Mazzetti into the ball. It'll be
third down.
Let me see, the clock shows. Well, I haven't got time, 45 seconds.
New Orleans is just having really a tough time running the ball, trying to get their people to the outside. That's why they're trying to throw the quick passes, get their backs on linebackers, but New Jersey, John Joyce on that play, are doing very well at containing that outside running game, forcing them in.
New Orleans with one more timeout now, and they're trying to come up with a play here to get it in the end zone and affect the tie at halftime. One of the plays that you don't see very often against New Jersey, and I would presume it is the wisdom of those veterans they have at linebacker, but you don't see an awful lot of slant plays, short slants over the middle against New Jersey. Very few.
No, because they're taking their little drops, short drops back about 10 yards, or I guess that's about an average drop for a linebacker, 10 yards. They're looking for the people coming across the middle, and they do a very good job of reading, anticipating via their homework for the teams that they play against. So by formation, they know what teams like to do. They see those receivers, they'll come in. You saw early in the ball game, Jim LeClaire getting a penalty, diving on top of the back of Frank Lockett while he was going down. They look for the opportunities to inflict some punishment on those receivers to have them leery about coming across the middle.
Right now, they picked their play. They have sent Mark Shalene onto the field. he primarily is as a blocker. It is third down and goal to go from the 4. So they've got to come in. Brown is out. Charlie Smith comes out. Franz goes in. David Bale, a tight end, has gone out there.
Lockett's still in the ball game.
Jordan is still in there. Dupree is not in there. He's over here on the bench, and I'm not so sure, boy, he doesn't have some ice on the leg.
I'd give it to Shalene. Let him pop it right through.
They might do that. No, Walton wants to throw it. I'll tell you one thing, Frank Lockett was held, and the defender got away with it. He had Frank Lockett absolutely tied up. Kerry Justin had an arm lock on him, and he got away with it.
Looked like Kerry Justin, number 56, Willie Harper, teamed up on Frank Lockett. He was trying to come through on the quick slant pattern. Walton had to wait, trying to let Frank Lockett clear behind Willie Harper, and Kerry Justin is being helped. I think that's Kerry Justin out there, and he's limping.
Ankle. So Mazzetti is in. There's Justin. He's going to hobble off the field. He got twisted around in that mix-up with Lockett. But they really had Lockett locked. New Jersey has called this timeout. So Mazzetti comes walking back and said, any chance for a gimmick here, Coach? Can I pass?
Frank Lockett, when he comes in for this quick slant, he's up at the top of the picture. You see Justin, number 23, moving up. Harper's the number 56 linebacker. He'll come out right underneath him there. He's being held. Harper right there. Puts a shoulder into him while the ball is in the air. That's pass interference.
It certainly is.
And they got away with it, like you said.
Well, Mazzetti's head's hanging down now. I guess they turned him down. Didn't want him to run. And won't let him throw.
Well,
so he'll have to try a 21-yard field goal. You know, he's a pretty fair sports announcer. I've watched him do some work in Atlanta. He's good. I don't say that very often about you jocks trying to take my job.
Well, I know, Keith, but heck, you got to give us credit for trying.
42 seconds to play in the first half. 14-7 ball game. Mazzetti going for the 10th point for the Breakers, and it's good. So Timmy hits a 21-yarder.
39 seconds on the clock. They're only down by 4 points.
Let's check in with Michael now.
Yeah, Keith, it's Marcus Dupree is walking off the field now. It's a good thing that the Breakers have a running back of the caliber of Buford Jordan, because he may miss the rest of the game. He's got a pulled hamstring muscle, something that he's been bothered with for most of this year, and he doesn't look too good a shapes right now.
Oh, yeah, see, they got the ice pack on the back of his knee there.
Someone in our meeting the other night was saying that this is the kind of weather that Marcus Dupree usually has problems with his hamstring. I think he feels real good. He comes out there, warm, the muscle feels good. He takes off, and maybe it's not strong enough. He ends up pulling it again.
New Orleans in the ball game so far, Swanee, they've run 15 plays, thrown the ball 15 times for 130 yards. They've run 15 plays on the ground. They've only picked up 33 yards. Well, you need a little more than 2-yard average on your running plays.
That's right. And when you're not getting it on the ground, it's time to go upstairs.
Air it out.
Oh, we receivers, we love to hear it. When you want the big one, call on us. And right now, it's a kick returner's chance.
Oh, you won't come with that one, Mr. Hackett. Marcus Hackett had an idea, but the rookie from Syracuse got the word rather quickly, stay in there, and he did. So they've got 39 seconds to work with now. New Jersey does have 2 timeouts, so they may crank up one time and try to go big.
No, I don't think so.
You don't?
As we look at the playoff schedule, divisional playoffs, Saturday, June 30th, and Sunday, July 1st. Going down to the conference championship on the 7th and 8th of July, ending up down in Tampa, Florida for the USFL championship in their second year.
Let's see if they just sit on the lead. No, he's back to throw it. Swings it out. Maurice Carthon get out of bounds with it, and he does. Up across the 25 to the 26. Ben Needham was over there covering him on the play.
That's
33 seconds.
And we've seen this New Jersey team with time on the clock, not a great deal of time in a situation like this. Just take the ball deep in their own territory.
Sit on it. Yeah.
Sit on it.
Did that last week.
Yeah. Now let's see.
I think if I were a defensive man here, though, wouldn't you gamble a little bit? If you see a corner, a slant pattern like that coming again, an out pattern?
I play man-to-man coverage and gamble that Brian Sipe won't throw the ball deep.
Well, he's got Knight wide open. And he's got a first down up at the 45, and that stops the clock now with 27 seconds. As they move the chains, and New Jersey trying to hustle it up, and they obviously would like to have Ruzek have a shot at a field goal before time is gone. As soon as they get the chain set, they wind the clock. It's going. Sipe continues to throw. Bowers down the middle. Big man is there. Big gain for New Jersey. Fumbles the football. Clarence Collins picks it up. He's going to bring it back up here. Going to bring it back up here and call him down right there where he fumbled.
Oh, my. Well, just as we talk about Brian Sipe not throwing the ball deep downfield, he turns around and hits his big tight end, Sam Bowers.
Timeout. New Jersey. First timeout.
11 seconds on the clock. They call a timeout. Confer. Clarence Collins, everyone thought that this was a fumble. And frankly, so did I.
I did too.
See Sam Bowers, he goes down, he gets inside the linebacker. The ball is already in the air. Brian Sipe, low flag route. He catches it right in front of Joe Restick, number 36. Now let's see if it's a fumble. Right there, the ball is stripped away. It's coming out. That's a fumble all the way.
All the way.
Bruce Miller, number 40, was the man that caused it. And caused it
I'll tell you why they brought it
into the
back.
hands of Clarence Collins.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
You can't fumble forward in the last 2 minutes of the half.
Absolutely right.
Read your rule book.
I would, but you took it. That was a play that football put in about 3 years ago. Professional football put in 3 years ago when Kenny Stabler fumbled the ball in his own territory going for a score. The ball rolled. Casper had a chance to pick it up, pushed it a little bit farther into the end zone, then fell on it for a
Once
touchdown.
again, only the man who fumbles the ball in the last 2 minutes can advance it.
Well,
thank you, Percy.
are you happy?
I'm happy.
Nope, Percy right on top of things.
He's a good official. I watched him a long time in college football.
SMU grad.
Yep. 11 seconds to play now in the first half. New Jersey down there knocking on the door. The football is sitting on the 18-yard line of New Orleans.
Collinger or Knight, the fast receivers.
He looks for Collins. He goes down the middle, and Sam Bowers gets one hand on it but can't pull it down.
Sam seemed to get tripped up on that AstroTurf on his own footwork just as that ball was being threaded through the needle. Very good pass by Brian Sipe. And as the ball was coming to him, he seemingly was falling down. He fakes like he's going to the outside. He gets inside. He's got number 42, Charlie Harbison, on him right there. He has a chance to make a good catch there, Keith, and he doesn't come up with the ball.
Roger Ruzek comes in now with 6 seconds to play in the first half, and out of Bob Grupp's hole will try a 35-yard field goal. He's 6 out of 9 from this distance on the season. Frank Naylor is the snapper for the Generals. Hammers it and hits it. And so the New Jersey Generals use the forward pass in the closing seconds of the first half and come marching right back, responding to the New Orleans field goal to take a 17-10 lead, and you've got just enough time left for a kickoff.
And they did it in a manner that we are not accustomed to seeing by the New Jersey Generals. Moving the ball with less than 40 seconds on the clock, almost length of the field to get themselves in good field goal position. And 11 seconds on the clock, really had a shot at scoring the touchdown.
If ever there was a shirt sleeve day, today is
Wait a
the day.
minute.
There's
What the heck? Get that football card out of here. Wait a minute.
Who was your hairstylist?
I beg your pardon. That was my...
Whatever in the world
What?
possessed...
See, my hair is shorter now. It's
Whatever possessed you at that age to grow a mustache?
I was trying to look tougher.
Oh.
Everyone always teased me about looking so young and having kind of a baby face and a name like Lynn and being a dancer and all. I had to look mean and tough. So I tried to grow a mustache. Only one problem. It grew on the left side, but wait a minute. What is this? Get those. Who brought these football cards?
That's high school.
Well, I'd like to see your pictures.
Never. I've burned them all.
I'm going to go find some of you, Keith. Thank you, Craig Janoff, our director. I'll get even with you, too.
Rozak kicks off. And it skitters around and is finally picked up by the up man Anthony Steele, and Steele comes up across the 30, and the half is over. So after one half of play here at Giant Stadium, the New Jersey Generals lead New Orleans Breakers 17-10. Back with the halftime activities after this commercial and a word from our local station. Brian Sipe accumulating some impressive stats through the first half, and in fact, Lynn Swan, the New Orleans Breakers defense really didn't stop New Jersey in that first half.
No, they did not. They are not playing sound defensively. They're letting them throw the ball when they want to. You can see there that New Jersey has put the ball in the air successfully, run sparingly, only in short yardage situations. On the other hand, New Orleans has not put together a running attack either. They abandoned their passing attack early on, and it cost them some precious yards. When they put the ball in the air, they have a great deal of success moving the ball down the field. It's been a fast first half, but also a fairly mistake-free football game, Keith, in the respect of turnovers. Neither one of these teams has turned the ball over.
I'm looking around to see if Marcus Dupree has come back out of the locker room, and I don't see him at the moment. He had a pulled hamstring in the first half, and when he left at halftime, had an ice bag on the back of his left knee. New Orleans will kick off to New Jersey, so the Generals will have the first possession to start the second half. And it is particularly incumbent on the defensive people in white now to handle New Jersey down here, because if the Generals sit in there to start this second half and pound out a long time-consuming drive and get another touchdown, it'll be terribly difficult for the Breakers.
Well, New Orleans' weakest scoring period has been the third quarter. They've only scored 65 points in the third quarter, as compared to the New Jersey football team, which has scored 91 points in the third quarter.
I don't see Dupree.
Well, if Marcus Dupree is not out here with that hamstring problem, and we hear that and it's been reported that he is out of the ball game, it's going to be a long second half for Buford Jordan.
This is Marcus Hackett now, settling on the 5, looking for someplace to go, and gets off the sidelines, but doesn't get a lot out of it. The ball was kicked so high by Mazzetti, the coverage team was down in a hurry. He's knocked out of bounds at the 18. So that's the way they'll go, and those are the numbers for Brian Sipe over the last 3 ball games. So it'll be Walker and Carthon lining up behind Sipe with Knight and Collins, the wide people. It'll be basically the same unit that started the ball game. And they're bringing it back because there was a penalty flag thrown downfield, and New Jersey, not getting very good field position, will elect to take the penalty, one would think, and force New Orleans to kick it again.
Offsides on the kickoff team. Walt Michaels, when talking to his players on the team about Walt Michaels, because on the sideline we see very low emotion. That's Clark Gaines, an assistant coach, standing next to him. The running backs, coaches are running backs. They said that he may not show it on the sidelines, and most coaches try not to show too much emotion on the sideline. They try and be more of a pillar of strength and calm. But in the locker room, he is very emotional and shows his excitement or disappointment.
The average per plays on New Jersey possessions in that first half was 4.3. You can see where they started from and how long where they moved it to. And New Orleans, on the other hand, averaged only 2.2 yards per play on the ground, and just under 7 yards per pass. So they'll kick this one off from the 30, and the Generals accepting the penalty, trying to get a little better field position.
Those statistics you saw up there, Keith, they're 75% of their possessions, 3 out of 4, they got points. You have New Jersey Generals, and you can keep that up in the ball game. You're usually going to come out on top.
Tim Mazzetti gets a lot of foot on this one, too, and Hackett takes it at the 6. Ooh. Well, he didn't get a whole lot more out of it either. He got it back to about the 19. They might give his progress to the 20, but Kyle Whittingham really hit him, so he got 2 more yards and 1 more lump. Put him on the 21 for the first down. We started the day, it was a blistering 122 degrees on the field, but with a little cloud cover coming in to blunt the sunshine a little bit, I think it has cooled off quite a bit. Quite a bit being maybe 10 degrees, 12 degrees. This is Walker coming up the middle. And Herschel is out for the 33 and a first down before Joe Restick locked his leg.
That was just a case of great blocking by the offensive line of New Jersey. Also blocking out on the linebackers, clearing away for Herschel just to get to the line very quickly. We'll take a look at the 2 inside linebackers for New Orleans. You see right there, Merrick, 56, is being blocked out. Number 58, Mike Brewington, is being blocked out. And then Herschel just takes the alley, runs downfield, and Joe Restick, number 36, makes the stop.
Rod Pegues is now in and Walker out, and it's Carthon carrying the football, bouncing it outside and moving up across the 40 to the 42. Now, when Carthon is carried on that the first down play, he has been right around 8 yards every time.
Yes, he has, doing a good job. We'll take a look at number 42, Charlie Harbison. He's looking for the run. He's a strong safety. Right there, he plays off a block by number 82, Clarence Collins. Waits for Carthon to get to him. Makes a stop.
Here's what I mean. Dave Burnson, our stat man, confirms it. Carthon on first down picked up 9, 8, 6, 9, 8, 7. That's big first down yardage.
That's maintaining control for your offensive team.
Second down, 2. Pegues, and Rod Pegues gets the first down up at the 45. So here comes New Jersey.
Kit Hall, number 58, is getting up kind of slow, limping back to the huddle.
21-10 ball game now between the Gamblers and the Blitz.
Now Ken Hull is limping off the field, Keith.
It's a center for New Jersey with Frank Naylor coming in. Hull from Mississippi State, Naylor out of Rutgers. So they've got a new snapper in the ball game.
Could be. This is sometimes where you have a problem. Brian Sipe hasn't had a chance to work with this young man very much. With Frank, but they get the snap away clean this time.
Oh, Maurice.
Oh, Mike Brewington.
He's yelling at Mike Brewington, but he's mainly mad at himself for dropping the football.
Well, he's mad at himself for dropping the football and having to take that kind of hit and coming away with nothing. Because he knows that hit by Mike was legal. You see it here again. Sipe just throws it in there. He should have this ball. He drops it. Now look at Brewington. It's his opportunity. Pow! Lays it on him.
Second down, 10. Deep drop by Sipe, gets his ball away down the middle, right into the hands of Joe Restick for the interception. And Joe Restick comes back across the 45 to about the 47. You've got a penalty flag back here around the quarterback. So let's see, you might have a roughing the quarterback call here against New Orleans. There you go.
Number 92, Mike Robinson was in there. Number 77, Junior Ayu. They were all in there. Let's see where it comes from. Looked like his arm was hit as he threw this pass, so he couldn't get the complete follow-through. Therefore, the ball just floated away. It's Junior Ayu that comes in. The ball gets away cleanly. He comes in the charge and just runs flat into the face of Brian Sipe.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, 77, first down.
So that takes away the interception. Brian threw a wounded goose downfield, and Joe Restick just made it was the only man near it. And New Orleans, because of the penalty, loses the ball, loses the interception, and New Jersey sits now on the breaker 40 first down. And Dick Corey mops his brow.
Still no turnovers.
Oh, back in at center for New Jersey now. And it's Herschel Walker. Marcus Merrick is yelling for some kind of a call. Somebody ran up his back, literally.
Dave Lapham, the left guard, was pulling. He was the lead blocker for Herschel Walker, and he saw Merrick coming in there. Merrick got to the outside and squatted down as Lapham came in for the block, turned his back on Dave for a quick second. Even though he didn't get the stop, Merrick turned it inside where he had help.
No wonder Marcus is hurting, having 270 pounders run up and down his backbone.
A little tap dance.
2nd down and 7. Sipe to Walker. Walker is down just short of the first down. They mark him just short of the 30. And he's going to be half the length of the ball, maybe away from his first down, unless he gets a terribly favorable spot.
Now, Keith, you notice now for the New Orleans Breakers, they do have 4 down linemen rushing the passer.
John Jewell is the latest to go to the locker room for x-rays. Right guard for New Jersey. Elbow problems.
This is a big play for this defensive team now. It's 3rd and 1. 10 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock.
Carthon has the first down easily as he slants over the left side behind Lapham and Mackey. And he puts the ball at the New Orleans 27.
Gives him a first down with now 10:20 on the clock, and they've held the ball this entire, just going down to 5 minutes now here in the 3rd quarter. Another ball control drive, keeping the defensive team off the field where the bulk of the age for the New Jersey Generals is, making sure they don't get worn out in this heat, at the same time wearing down the linebackers' defensive charge of the New Orleans Breakers.
That's Walker in motion. Give it to Carthon. He waited for just a moment and then slid off the right side and picked up some yardage inside the 25 to the 24. Darrell Wilkerson and Eric Elliott making the stop for the Breakers. It's very tough on New Orleans if New Jersey holds that ball for about 7 minutes here and scores. It's 3rd quarter.
Fans are booing a little bit. Joe Rester came up from the safety position and looked like he was making contact a little bit late. Percy Penn, the referee, had a few words with him.
Walker.
That was a good play by the outside linebacker, number 59, Ben Needham. He just came charging upfield, blocked off the outside, then stepped right in beyond the lineman who was blocking. Stopped Herschel in his own backfield.
Ben played for Bo up at the University of Michigan. It is 3rd down and better part of 8 yards now as Sipe drops to throw. Bowers open down the middle. He goes the other way, and the pass is caught inside the 10 by Clarence Collins, and you got a penalty flag in the backfield, and you may have a holding call coming here. Percy Penn, the referee, threw it. He's the man that works behind the offensive backfield. No, they're saying the other way, apparently. So I guess I would certainly think New Jersey would take the play because they've got the ball down inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal at the 9, and Mike Brewington, inside linebacker for New Orleans, is down and hurt.
Threw off his helmet. Can't find his legs. Can't get up in his own legs.
Here's the call on the penalty.
Personal foul. Illegal head slap. 77. First down.
Second time today that Junior IU has been dinged with a major penalty.
Well, veteran ball player using all his techniques, trying to effect some kind of pass rush to stop the charging attack and offense of the New Jersey Generals. So far, it hasn't worked.
Mike Brewington is sitting there with a towel over his head, walked off the field, limping. Apparently is just either cleats caught or twisted himself or knee locked on him. He sort of fell down without anybody putting any pressure or any particular hit on him.
Now that's him at the 10-yard line. And you see right there, no one's around. He just goes down.
It's 1st and goal, New Jersey at the New Orleans 4 now. Big penalty call. Setting him up here is Carthon. Goes for the goal line, and he is just short. Just short.
Brian Seif is going, how can you not give him the touchdown? So he runs out with his arms extended. Let's take a look. Carthon gets the ball. He's got Herschel out. Herschel does a good job of stretching his play out, pushing the blocker, the cornerback all the way out, Miller. You see right there that he does go down before he gets into the end zone. Right now he's just sliding. Penalties have kept this drive alive for the New Jersey Generals. Coming into the ball game, New Orleans was penalized 102 times for 852 compared to only 73 for New Jersey for 581 yards.
2nd and goal. Contact by New Orleans. Carthon dives. And they don't give him the touchdown there either, so they'll take the penalty and take about half.
They do.
They do give him the touchdown. When they unstacked him, they found him on the bottom of the pile and just enough of the ball across the plane of the goal line. So that's the 3rd time today New Jersey has scored from the 1.
But as we look up at the clock is showing 7 minutes and 33 seconds in the ball game. And this contact by Darrell Wilkinson, number 75, going off sides there is of little consequence because it is a touchdown. 7:33 on the clock, which means that New Jersey has held the ball for 7 minutes and 27 seconds.
The extra point try by Ruzek. The punter, Grupp, holds it. Bob gets it down, and Roger hits it through. And it's 7:33 to play in the 3rd quarter. The New Jersey Generals lead 24-10, and if they win today, they will lock a spot in the Eastern Conference playoff. Tony Good at the 5. He went the wrong way. He went to the right. If he'd come back to the left, he had a lot of real estate that was available to him. But he does bring the ball back to about the 23 and 1st down. New Orleans running game today. Marcus Dupree now out of the ball game with a pulled left hamstring. 7 carries, 17 yards. Buford Jordan has had 7 carries and only picked up 14 yards.
And Herschel hasn't done a whole lot either, so no one's showing up anyway.
That's right. But right now, it figures New Orleans is going to put the ball up. He's got Lockett. And a 1st down. Frank Lockett stretching for all he could get out of it, and he's past the 39 for a 1st down out of the arms of Terry Daniels.
Well, it's the same play they ran earlier in the ball game in the 1st half. Again, the defense is giving it up. Daniels looking inside, trying to read the quarterback in the zone coverage. Number 53 is Bob Leopold, the linebacker, who is playing off and underneath. He can't get there in time. They're giving him a 10-yard cushion in the coverage. They should be able to march down the field all day long.
Lockett 4 catches for 63 yards in the ball game. 24-10 right now. And this is Jordan. Up the middle goes Buford, and he runs for a 1st down up the middle. Takes it to the 40, near the 45 of New Jersey. Danny Knight of New Jersey now, the wide receiver with Mike Adamle.
Keith, he's been wearing a big grin all afternoon, and why not? Because the wide receivers for the Jersey Generals have been rediscovered, Danny. I guess you worked a lot on the passing game this week after what happened last week in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we worked on the pass game a lot this week. And we tried to mix it up a little bit today, pass and run, so we got it down pretty good.
And Brian's found you an awful lot this afternoon.
Yeah, he found me a lot, and I'm kind of glad.
You've been doing terrific. Okay. Keith?
I'm kind of glad. Here's the old flea picker as Johnny Walden puts it up for Lockett. They was late developing
Pass
it.
interference.
Get a penalty flag in the end zone. It'll be New Orleans ball, 1st down on the Jersey 1.
Terry Daniels, number 24, and Gregory Johnson, number 27, the men back covering. Johnny Walton on the flea flicker. It developed a little bit slow, Keith. He didn't quite grab that ball on the lateral back as fast as he wanted to. Lockett had gotten downfield very, very quickly. He heaved it to try and give his receiver a chance to go. You see, he's behind both defenders. but he has to wait for the ball. And while he's waiting and slowing down, Johnson backs right into him. Looking back at the ball, they'll call it unintentional pass interference.
I thought sure they were going to call it flagrant that time. I really did.
Good job of acting. If he hadn't been looking back at the ball, they probably would have.
Interference, defense, number 27, first down.
That came as close as any I've seen all season, you know, worthy of a call down that deep.
Well, yeah, it did, but the important thing is that Johnson did the smart thing, Keith. He turned around, was looking back at the football as if he didn't see Lockett. Didn't realize Lockett had slowed down and run over, drifted over to try and make a play on the ball.
So the Breakers...
He falls down out of control. Looks like it's an accident.
The Breakers don't get the big call. They settle for the first down at the New Jersey 30. Judgment, it can go either way, and Swanee's point is well taken. Lockett's pass to Lockett. Walton's pass to Lockett, I should say. And Frank Lockett is inside the 10. Now, that's, again, a play that they have used on 2 different occasions. It'll be the second time out of 3 now that it's worked.
The difference between this play is not a quick slant. It's a quick post. He takes it down about 12 yards before he makes his break. He's behind the linebacker, still in front of the safety. And, again, the cushion by the cornerback, Terry Daniels, allows him open space when he runs a pattern like that. He's on the sideline right now. I think he hurt his hand.
First down for the Breakers. First and goal at the New Jersey 9. And they give the ball to Charlie Smith. Charlie wants to throw it.
Oh, God!
Dan Ross is wide open, and Charlie Smith had a chance to throw for his first touchdown in his pro career, and he blew it.
Charlie Smith, Keith, what happened to Charlie Smith happened to me in college. It happened to me in Pittsburgh, and Chuck Noll would never let me throw another pass. I wanted to throw it so much, I didn't care what was going on. I was going to throw the ball. After he muffed it, look at the open room he has to run. He can run for a touchdown. He looks downfield. He wants to throw the pass. He sees Dan Ross wide open, and he just doesn't have control. He overthrows Dan Ross. That's just his eagerness, Keith, to want to put in that column. Touchdown pass by Charlie Smith, wide receiver.
Second down and goal from the 9. Well, they had it. Ross wasn't a man within 8 yards. This is Jordan. Buford Jordan can't get loose, and he's brought down by John Preston, the strong safety.
Now, that was a good tackle by John Preston, number 25. Jordan came up to the line of scrimmage, got beyond it, started looking for some room to run. Had he been able to get outside and turn that corner, he had help downfield, would have been a score. But Preston came up, made the real good tackle on a strong running back, Buford Jordan.
Smith comes out now, and Brown goes in at a wide receiver spot, and New Orleans desperately needing a touchdown here, looking at third down and goal from the 9.
Touchdown here, extra point will keep them within 1 touchdown of this ball club. They're down by 14 right now.
Shotgun.
It's a blitz.
Walton fumbled the ball, and they call him dead. They call him in the grass, and it's actually bad luck for New Jersey because John Joyce stepped in and intercepted the desperate pass. But Jim LeClaire had firmly wrapped his arms around Johnny Walton, and they blew the whistle.
Well, you saw number 55, LeClaire, edging up towards that line of scrimmage, trying to anticipate the snap, coming straight up the middle on the blitz. It worked successfully. Now it's Tim Mazzetti who comes in, and instead of going for a touchdown, they have to settle for a field goal try.
35 yards. Got it. Hooked it back in from the right side. And so at 3:37 to play in the third quarter, the Breakers get 3, but that's not what they really needed at this point. They needed 7. It is now New Jersey 24, New Orleans 13. The Los Angeles Express not exactly blowing Oklahoma away. Doug Williams out for the season. Rick Johnson, quarterback for Oklahoma, and it's on the 17-10 ball game with the Outlaws in the hunt. And the Houston Gamblers now have stretched it out to a 28-10 lead as Sanders has caught a touchdown pass from Jim Kelly. That'll give him, 39? 39 touchdown passes.
Sanders came into the game with 82 catches for over 1,000 yards himself. Now they're lighting up the skies in Houston.
that his kick is a high-hanging, deep kick. Runs Hackett back 2 yards in the end zone, and Marcus is coming out with it. He's a loper.
Now that time,
long legs, covers a lot of real estate.
He loped into the arms of Bruce Miller, and he picked him up and laid him down. But it was a very good kickoff return.
31 yards.
We'll see what New Jersey does with it.
Another look at the kick return by Marcus Hackett.
Hackett decided he was going to take his chance. He gets good blocking, good running, getting through tackles there. And right here, number 40, Miller's just waiting for him. He's a starting cornerback for the team and takes him down like a steer.
29-yard line for New Jersey
in the third quarter.
Thank you. There's Marcus Dupree. That's bad news for the Breakers. He's got such big legs, and he exerts such tremendous pressure on that hamstring. I guess there's not much you can do about a hamstring. It's just one cord. That's a pickup of about 2 yards on that carry. Here's Mike Adamle. Trouble getting through to Michael right now. The equipment's cooking. 2nd down and 8. Pegues in the backfield. Ball is given to Pegues, and he almost squirted out of there for the first down. He'll be about 2 yards short. Let's try it again now. Charlie Smith with Mike Adamle.
All right, Keith. Charlie, I know you've thrown that pass a lot in practice and probably completed it every single time. I'm sure you'd like to have that one back. I was wide open.
Yeah, it's one of those passes, you know, like I'm being a receiver. If I drop one, I say I'd like to have it back, but you know, like everyone that knows, it doesn't come back, and it's just a missed opportunity on my part. The other 10 guys did what they had to do. I just didn't get my job done.
Okay, Charlie.
Unfortunate thing.
All right. Thanks. Keith?
Sipes pass, thrown short to Sam Bowers. First down, Big Sam. The Fordham Ram goes to the 44 of New Orleans, and another New Jersey first down. Now, a moment with Jim Lampley at our sports control.
Keith, here's a look at the 62-yard Jim Kelly to Ricky Sanders touchdown pass, which has given Houston a 28-10 lead. On this play, the Gamblers broke the American Professional Football record for most total offense in a season. They're closing in on 7,000 yards. If they weren't playing in air conditioning, you could get heat frustration moving the chains. Back to Keith Jackson.
You know, it looked like Sanders might have pulled a hamstring on that play, too. Here comes Pegues. He's an ex-quarterback. He's got it in the air. Herschel Walker, touchdown!
Reminds me of an old song, Keith. Anything you can do, I can do better. That time, number 30, Pegues threw it in the air, 44 yards, a strike to Herschel Walker.
Yeah, but Pegues used to play quarterback. That's when he came to Oklahoma. He was a quarterback. A little bit of a difference there, but he did put it right on target.
Yes, he did. He just stopped, pulled up. Herschel did a great job just running downfield, getting beyond Miller, number 40. Did a great job getting turned around to make the catch. The New Jersey offense opened up.
Ruzek for the extra point try now. The New Jersey Generals.
We'll take another look at Rod Pegues. 2 backs in the backfield. Herschel splits out with 3 wide receivers and a single setback. There's the flip. Looks like it's going to be a run. New Jersey taking control of their destiny. New Orleans a chance to control to some degree this afternoon their destiny, needing a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. Have fallen victim to an offense that came out today to play a football game, to open things up, to play much less conservatively than they have played in the past.
Well, we do know for a fact that Philadelphia will be the host team in the Atlantic Division because of their their record, and Washington is leading Birmingham first quarter 7-0. That's a bit of a surprise. And right now, based on the fact that New Jersey has to play Denver here next week, and then they finish the season at Philadelphia, it's possible, maybe under the lessening circumstances, that New Jersey could steal another one from Philadelphia. And Philadelphia actually gave them one away here early in the season. They had a chance. They had 5 turnovers in the ball game. There's Marcus Dupree. He's in street clothes now. But right now, you would have to sort of guess, and it's not by any means determined, that if Birmingham is the host team in the Southern Division, then probably New Jersey will be playing at Birmingham. Loss by Tampa Bay to getting tougher Memphis team is really the thing that's going to haunt them on their divisional record. So this is Tony Good from a yard deep in the end zone trying to get outside with it, and he won't do it. He'll get back to about the 15, and that's where New Orleans will have to go to work. So you would have to say that probably the alignment of the playoffs in the Eastern Conference would be Tampa Bay at Philadelphia, which will be something, and New Jersey at Birmingham.
If Tampa Bay and Philadelphia are going to meet for a divisional playoff game, the way Tampa Bay has been playing recently, and you look at the way Philadelphia has been struggling against lesser opponents, not having seen those games, I don't know what personnel they're playing or under what circumstances the games have been so close. Philadelphia may not see the next playoff game.
Well, Tampa rolled up 40 on New Jersey. They rolled up 42 against Memphis last night. And Birmingham still got to play Memphis. And Memphis is not a gimme, is it? The ball is handed off inside with Buford Jordan carrying, and he goes from the 15 up to about the 18. But Memphis last night had Tampa Bay down, I understand, 17-7 before Tampa came back to win by 18.
There's the clock.
Running down at the end of the third quarter.
They do not have to take a play if they do not choose to. I don't think they'll have enough time to get it off. And they won't.
Nope. Third quarter is over. 31-13, New Jersey lead. And we will continue with the final period of play after this message and the word from our local station. Washington, 14-0 over Birmingham. Woo-wee. New Orleans now, first down at the 18. Walton's pass thrown short to Anthony Steele, fumbles the football and
got it back.
Covers it at the 26. Rod Pegues, who threw the touchdown pass with Mike.
Rod, no sooner did we talk to Charlie Smith about his errant toss, you crank up, throw it for a touchdown. Brian Sipe was telling me, though, that they used Herschel in that case, in that instance, because you've got such a rocket arm.
Yeah, we practiced on a lot in practice, and we was using the receivers, and they couldn't get under like Herschel could. And it just so happens that we just used it at the right time. You know, I'm glad we did. And we've been practicing on this for, I don't know, for months, you know, and we finally got to use it. I'm glad.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Keith?
I think he is glad.
He is.
Is he trying to tell us he has a rocket arm?
On first down, the pass good to Dan Ross, and Dan Ross goes for another breaker first down as he reaches the 44. Now New Orleans with a little room to work, trying to move it upfield, but they trail 31-13. 28-13 now as Seibel has kicked another field goal for the Chicago Blitz. A lot of those people keeping their head down in that Chicago uniform because new ownership comes in next year. And Eddie Einhorn taking over the ball club. I would imagine they want to have a fair shot at making the team. There is no particular obligation, however, on the new owner's part. From the 44, the first down as Johnny Walton works out of the shotgun. Pass is away. Pass is caught at the 49 of New Jersey by Charlie Smith. And that's a pickup of 7. Or was it Dan Ross? It was Dan Ross.
Dan Ross. Tackles made by John Preston, number 25, the strong safety, and Bob Leopold. Little zone route. He gets in between them. Drives Leopold back. Preston coming up.
That was a 6-yard pickup. Walton goes bigger this time for Nolan Franz. And the pass is too high as Gary Barbaro hits Franz.
Pass is very high. Franz coming around the cornerback. Wanted to catch that pass and curl right back inside. Coming back to the ball constantly, but with the ball being so high, he had to try and go up for it. Barbaro was converging from the outside. Number 24, Terry Daniels, was a cornerback who came over to make the hit.
Third down and about 4. Good catch by Dan Ross for the first down. Across the 45 and out of bounds at the 44. Wrestled out by Bob Leopold. Dan Ross has got a great pair of hands, doesn't he?
Excellent pair of hands. And right now, however, I think he really has to be feeling it, having come off the NFL season, playing down in New Orleans in the heat, the transition. He's still been playing consistently well for this team now.
A lot of guys getting tired.
Yeah.
Having played successive seasons, both coming from the NFL and from college. Walton now with 203 yards in the air today on 17 completions out of 22 attempts. Johnny pumps it once, wants to go big, does go big, throws an interception. This is Gary Barbaro. For a fellow who just came off knee surgery, old Gary's doing a lot of running around, and we've got penalty flags on the field.
Number 96, James Lockley, is getting up pretty slow. Somebody must have peeled back and took a shot on him.
Walton wanted to go deep. He had 2 people down in the area, but in final fact, no one was near the ball when it ended its flight.
Well, in final fact, Keith, I think we have to say that Johnny Walton was enticed into throwing a pass over to the sideline. He had Lockett running down a little zone pattern, what we call the quick takeoff, in between the zone areas, but the safety was back deep, and he was in a position to make a play on the sideline and to make a play on the inside receiver. He just threw that one away.
Personal foul, clip, on the run back, number 74, first down.
Well, there's Gary Barbaro. He's playing free safety. And watch, he's just going down those numbers. He's reading, dropping back, looking at the quarterback. He knows where the receivers are. He doesn't go towards any receivers. Walton just throws the ball right to him, as if he were wearing the white jersey of a New Orleans Breaker.
First turnover of the ball game, and with the penalty now, New Jersey is backed up to their own 18, where they will have the football first down with 12:38 to play in the ball game, and the Generals leading 31-13.
Football player and Olympic hopeful in gymnastics.
Dick Corey trying to boost the spirits of his quarterback and receiver there. The New Jersey Generals go to work now. Brian Sapp still in there at quarterback, hands it off to Herschel Walker. And Walker out to about the 24 for a 6-yard pickup. Talking about the New Jersey passing game today, they have been averaging 17 yards per completion.
Putting the ball up quite a bit more than they have in the past few ball games. But most of it is really on the short passing routes, and the receivers have come through making big catches, taking those short passes, 10 or even some of 15 yards, turning it upfield for the big plays.
Second down and 4 coming now.
Paul Michaels made a good point. There are a lot of teams that play more exciting football, but don't have as good a record as 11-4.
Yep. Charles Harbison gets Mr. Walker and brings him down right about the line of scrimmage. The left guard, Dave Lapham, is the general down on the field and hurt on the play. So a timeout taken here for him at 11:41 to play in the ball game. 18-point lead, New Jersey. It'll be third down and 4 for the Generals. The ball is their own 24. And they've been fairly successful, I'd say, today on third down conversions.
Exceptionally successful. Coming in just over 44% third down efficiency rate.
New Jersey almost jumped offside, and perhaps there was encroachment as Brian Sipe did not come away cleanly with a snap, as the new nose tackle for New Orleans, Gerald Bayless.
Delay of game, number 60, defense.
Gerald penetrated on the play. Jeff Gaylord, who had started the season at that spot. But Bayless has been coming on strong. He's been playing very well and very consistent. Not the biggest guy in the world at that spot, but he's very quick.
Well, if you're going to play nose tackle, if you're not going to just be big and overpowering and just consume the man in front of you and occupy a lot of space, then you have to have a lot of quickness to outmaneuver the people on that front line, get into the gaps and seams and into the backfield.
Well, the penalty gives New Jersey a first down at the 29. They needed 4, got 5 on the penalty. Walker hands the ball off to number 85, Timmy White, who has just joined the ball club. And Timmy White runs for about 9 yards before they finally wrestle him down. Timmy White played his college football at Southern California, had a couple of tryouts. And,
Rah for USC.
And he was, let's see if I remember now, I think he was a quarterback back here at an Eastern high school before he came to USC.
That's right, and he was with the LA Express, as you said earlier, and was released there, and was hoping he could catch on with another team. Came in here, they put him on a developmental squad for a couple of weeks, and when they released Tom McConaughey, this young man came right up.
Got 9 yards in his first appearance with the New Jersey Generals.
Did a good job getting away from junior IU number 77, who had a chance to stop it in the backfield.
It's 2nd down and 1. Carthon, first down. Gets to the 42.
Stopped by Reed. James Reed. And Cal Berkeley. Time remaining in the ball game. Exactly 10 minutes.
Don Calhoun and Rod Pegues now are in the backfield for New Jersey. So Johnny Walton and Tim Mazzetti sitting there on the New Orleans side of the field. But unless something pretty dramatic happens very soon for the Breakers, they're going to lose this football game and be out of the hunt for a playoff spot. Pegues is cut down short of the line of scrimmage, a loss of about 2 yards. Charles Harbison, number 42, looping in to do it.
Number 79, Clint Winsel, also coming in play. Look at Harbison, just sneaking up there, looking to get an edge, gets to the outside, turns his play inside, right into Winsel. Winsel makes a stop. Pretty tough guy. Wayne Harris, number 64, was a man who tried to block him. And all Charlie wanted to do was just stop it from going around the outside and escaping his defensive help.
2nd down and about 12 as Sipe drops. Calhoun was out on the sidelines, but actually out of bounds.
he was off the field. Brian Sipe dropped back, kind of double pumped it as you see the Houston Gamblers out in front, 35-13. And this score still the same, LA Express 17-10.
Anderson is Ernest Anderson, who was an All-American at Oklahoma State. Jimmy Johnson leaving Oklahoma State last week to replace Howard Schellenberger at the University of Miami. 3rd down and 12, and this is Calhoun, and he won't get the first down. He got up to about the 47 and made a very dangerous move when he hurdled over the stack.
That's equestrian move.
Yeah, it's a good way to get your chin strap popped.
Yep, I remember once in college against Berkeley. Had a lot of room. I ran downfield. There was one man between myself and the goal line. Of course, he was 5 yards from the goal line. I tried to jump over him. He grabbed me by the ankle, put that knee on the shoulder, and twisted my knee a little bit. Last time I tried to jump over a guy.
Bob Grupp for his 2nd punt of the day. The only time he'd kicked previously was a 40-yarder. Put some pressure on him, but he gets it out and forces Tony Good to call a fair catch at the 18. Ball hung up there for quite a long time, and the coverage was quite good on it. 35-yard punt, and New Orleans trailing. And now you've got Doug Woodward in at quarterback for New Orleans. Doug Woodward relieving Johnny Walton. Little swing pass out to Buford Jordan, and that doesn't work for anything at all. The ball came loose as he was going down, but they're going to call him down there. There's going to be a loss on the play of about 2 yards.
Well, he got tangled up running into his own people. I think that was number 64, Greg Horton. Buford kind of bumped into a little bit. Couldn't get himself on track. No huddle. No huddle.
Woodward's got a powerful arm. Here's Charlie Smith down the middle for the first down. Gets to the 30. That's all he needed. New Orleans going without a snap.
Clock just ticked down under the 7-minute mark.
An 18-point lead as Woodward goes to the sidelines and throws it into the bench. Here's Mike Adamle now with one of the big guys in the trenches for the Generals, big tackle Doug Mackey.
Doug, you guys have done an outstanding job this afternoon. We talked about the heat early on, but it seems like it hasn't been much of a factor this afternoon.
Well, it's been cooling off a little this afternoon. I'll tell you, in that first half it was. Definitely was. And we worked out something where we alternate all of our plays and give everybody a shot in there. So that really helps a lot.
How about the passing game today? That has had to help, too. You were telling me last week Tampa was calling out your offensive plays?
In the past few weeks, the defensive lines that we played against, they were calling out plays. You know, and they're so used to our consistency of running a certain play. And the passing really helps. It takes a lot of pressure off our running game.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Keith?
Pass completed to Nolan Franz, and Nolan Franz is up across the 45 and out of bounds at the 46. The chains being moved. Another first down for New Orleans. 6.5 minutes to play in the game. And let's see now if young Woodward can take them on down. Played at Pace College here in New York. Almost penalty flags are down. The pass had to be thrown over Gregory Johnson. He tried to touch it in to Nolan Franz, and Nolan out of Tulane couldn't quite pull it down, but let's see about the penalty.
Encroachment, defense, number 52.
Mike Weddington out of Oklahoma. Man called for it. Keith, when they're lining up the secondary of the Generals, when they line up, Terry Daniels is still giving the receivers, Nolan Franz in particularly, a 10-yard cushion as they line up. That time when they tried to throw the little short route to the outside, Gregory Johnson, this free safety, was up closer in his alignment, was swooping, running out to the outside, looking for the pass to come underneath, thus he was in the way of it. But I think you're going to see that kind of passing to try and march down the field.
Well, Doug Woodward trying to direct traffic, trying to get somebody deep, and he finally ran out of time. It was Jim Byrne, number 74, that finally ran over and got him.
Well, the secondary did a real good job. They're playing zone coverage. They get back in their alignments. They're looking for the receivers. You see right there, Franz trying to come underneath. He's open there for a second, but Willard's rolling out, looking for people. He can't find people.
So it's second down and about 18 as Doug Woodward goes down the middle. The pass is caught by Dan Ross, and he's inside the 30, and he's got a first down for the Breakers. Now, Doug Woodward, when he was earlier in the season when we saw him playing, and last year when we saw him playing, would just rear back and fire bullet after bullet after bullet. This is the first real indication today that he is learning the art of touching the ball, putting just enough on it at the right time. On the first down, Woodward to the corner. It's too deep. Overthrown. He had Franz sort of loafing for a moment and then tried to pick him off in the corner, but he threw it too high and too deep.
He had Franz and Marion Brown, but he tried to get him. Right there you see the rushing leaders in the USFL. Cribbs still out in front, even after missing 2 ball games.
Bryant had a big ball game out in Denver, though the Stars had to battle.
Yeah.
To pull that one out, 41-19.
Well, this weekend, he started out in 3rd place, and with Herschel Walker now sitting on the bench and no indication of him coming back in the ball game, it should remain that way going into next week's ball game.
From the 28, it's second down and 10. Woodward goes for Brown, and he trapped it.
tried to draw the coverage off of Marion Brown by faking the pass to his left, and then coming back. Brown cuts inside like it's going to be a post. He even looks back. When he sees him fake it, then he makes a break to the outside. The corner, also reading the move, and the quarterback was out of the picture. Unfortunately, he could have got that ball, and without the bounce, got his hands underneath it, just grabbed it, pulled it to his chest, and rolled over. The official would have given him that as a catch.
3rd and 10 from the New Jersey 28. There's your first down, Dan Ross. And out of bounds inside the 15 at the 13.
Well, they had that ball, Keith, starting at the 29-yard line. They were trying to get a big chunk, all 29 yards. You see 5:12 left on the clock. Instead of just going for the shorter pass. But with only 30 yards to the goal line, the defensive team was not dropping back that far. They had used those short passes to work their way down the field, so the defense was prepared and looking for that pass. Now they had to kind of go deep those two plays before to get the defense back off the receivers, give them some operating room.
Dan Ross having a big day. Has caught 7 balls for 109 yards. First down from the 13. Over the middle, it's Brown inside the 5. He was looking at Charlie Smith in the corner, but Charlie had double coverage, and he saw Brown coming across, and he dropped it right to him.
Well, running double level patterns, if the linebackers drop back deep, you throw it to the man underneath. If they come up close, you hit Charlie Smith in the back.
Bootleg, Woodward. Leopold takes him out. Bob Leopold almost bit. He stayed at home and got him.
And a good thing he did, because Woodward is a little bit faster than Johnny Walton.
Yep.
He does pick up the first down. The clock stops. It's also out of bounds to stop the clock.
4:42 to play.
They took possession with 8 minutes on the clock. So should they score here, onside kick.
Jordan on a sweep. Touchdown. Buford Jordan. It's now a 31-19 ball game, and you probably read try for 2 here.
Oh, absolutely. You see David Bale going in motion. Now, Buford's got the ball. He finds Willie Harper. Willie Harper's trying to turn him inside. Bale just keeps pushing him back outside. He creates a lane for Buford Jordan to come inside. Gets across with number 29, Mike Williams, makes the tackle, but it's in the end zone.
At 4:37 to play in the ball game. Trying for 2. Quick one to Charlie Smith. Caught it.
Oh. Little scoop job right in front of Gregory Johnson.
You know, from this angle,
it looks like
it looked to me like it bounced.
It looks like it was on the ground. But there's an official. You see the two officials lined up almost in tandem right there. This play is going to happen quickly. Charlie's going to come in from the right side of the screen. There's the pass. He goes down. He gets his hand right on it. And boy, Johnson goes right in front of it. It's close. I can't tell you whether it's on the ground. But that's where an experienced receiver. We talked about the pass before. Rolling over, putting on your chest. Charlie Smith reached down, pulled it up very quickly and said, look what I have.
Well, the Breakers go 81 yards for the touchdown. And they did it fairly efficiently. Now you read onside kick here as New Jersey has sent out ends, receivers, defensive backs all up front.
Watch him come back to the right side. No?
Boy, got a good bounce. Number 24, Terry Daniels, recovers the football for New Jersey. If it had bounced straight up in the air without downfield momentum, New Orleans had a chance to get it.
Sure did. You know, on a kick like this, you really depend on the roll of the ball. Mazzetti does a good job of just bouncing into the turf. On natural grass, it wouldn't bounce this high, but in the AstroTurf here, it just bounces and it just keeps rolling. 24, Daniels comes across and picks it up. Got good kick by Mazzetti in this situation. I thought for sure they're going to try and fool everybody and come right back to the right side.
Well, they might have. They might have had a better shot at it now.
Really?
In all actually, there's nobody over here. From the 33 now, they'll try to run out the clock as they send Pegues up the middle, and he picks up about 3 yards. Time remaining and a 10-point lead, 31-21 for the Generals. If they hold on and win, then they will be in the playoffs, and the New Orleans Breakers can start thinking about next year. And Dan Ross and Jerry Raymond, Raymond you saw there, will finish off the season and then get some rest. But I was just thinking in terms of all those like Brian Sipe and Willie Harper and Jim LeClaire and Dave Lapham, so many of them who have played either a college or a pro season and come right on into this season. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, it's tough. Pegues again, and he gets to the 35, and he loses a yard on that carry.
You know, I don't think any of those ball players, Keith, that you just mentioned, nor the Pete Kugler and the David Stalls in Denver, as you see the playoff picture there, will ever come out and say that I am not playing as well as my potential because of playing back-to-back seasons. They may say it's tough, they may say it's tired, and you know it's wearing them down, but they'll never come out and say that they're not playing as effectively. But I think I would have to say at this point that they are less effective. They can't be as strong. They probably don't have the same endurance that they had when they started the first season back in the fall.
Pretty good boxer up in Canada, too, named Willie DeWitt. That will be very obvious in the Olympic Games this year. Brian Sipe runs the ball up the middle and looks like he might have a first down. And the only thing I can say, in a ball game that you pretty well got in hand with 3 minutes to play, leading by 10, playoff spot, literally locked, timeout for the measurement, to see a sore-legged quarterback run the ball up the middle, you got to kind of hold your breath.
Well, you hold your breath, but that sore-legged quarterback was going to take some lumps. He stood there in the pocket, and he came running forward. Gerald Bayless, number 60, was riding him, trying to haul him down.
Why not just dump it?
Well, I think what he wants to do, Keith, is just really eat up the clock to make sure that the defensive team doesn't have to come down there and face, you know, the panic drive of a team that's trying to catch up and hoping for a great deal of luck and get back in this ball game. They just want to keep the ball themselves and control it.
You know, if I was his coach and saw him running him, I'd lasso him. I'd get him out of there.
He might be going pretty good.
2.5 minutes. Don Calhoun is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Now let's find out about the extent of Marcus Dupree's injury as Mike talks to him.
Marcus, I know your hamstring's a little banged up and you're out of the rest of this game. I don't know what you found out for the future, but how's this year been for you? Your first year as a pro, you came in as ballyhooed player, and you've learned a lot about yourself.
Well, it's been an experience, true enough, but I'm just hurt. I just can't play. I love football, and I got to do something about this hamstring and my knee.
What about you personally? Have you liked the pros after what happened in college and the things?
Yes, I have. I love the pros. Coach Corey has made it real easy for me. He hadn't rushed me into something, and so far I'm enjoying it.
So they've been good to you then, the coaching staff?
Oh, true. The whole team has.
Okay, now what about your injury? You all right?
Well, I hope I will be. I twisted my knee, and at the same time kind of pulled my hamstring too. So hopefully I can be ready for next week.
Well, we'd like to talk about you and your potential, but you are a terrific running back, and we wish you all the best in the future. Everybody likes the way you run, Herschel.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Keith?
All right, Mike, thanks.
I wonder what kind of rehabilitative program that the trainers or that Marcus Dupree will be on to try and help him recover from the hamstring injuries.
Well, like I said a while ago, you know, got one cord I don't know what you can do unless you try to develop the muscles around it. But Birmingham, having come back at halftime to tie 14-14 against Washington, and Houston now rolling it out against the Chicago Blitz as Tony has hit a 45-yarder. But it's kind of like a knee, isn't it, Swanee? I don't know how much you can really do with it.
Well, I think there are a number of things you can do with it, especially with the new training programs. As you see, the pass yards per game on the season for New Jersey, 139, and almost doubling that figure this afternoon.
It's Calhoun outside. And on 2nd down and 10, Don gets about 2. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
When you have a hamstring problem, I've had my share of them as a pro. Too often I sat there on the sidelines watching other people play, not liking it one bit. But when you get a hamstring, it's one of those injuries you have to rest before you start rehabilitating it. You can't just sit out for a little bit and come back and start lifting weights. It hasn't healed properly. You have to let it heal all the way through and then start stretching it back out. All too often when it heals, you develop scar tissue to heal up that area, but that scar tissue isn't stretched out, so you lose elasticity in the muscle. So you've got to really get on a rehabilitative program to keep that muscle stretched out more so that you don't have those problems. And you have to stretch it out from top to bottom.
We've got 2:06 to play in the football game as New Orleans now has spent its last timeout. And the football is sitting at the 46, 3rd down and about 8. Going back to what you were talking about a while ago, I remember the tall sprinter, but a great sprinter named Steve Williams.
Yeah.
Steve used to have, in fact, just almost ruined his career by tearing up the hamstring, but he was so overdeveloped and had such strong quadriceps in the upper forward part of his leg and in the thighs that he would just literally tear that hamstring loose.
Well, receiver at the University of Tennessee, John Holland, came out in 1974. He had overdeveloped hamstrings too, and once he pulled them, he never was able to really recover from it because there was just so much bulk and not stretched muscle.
Ryan Sipe on 3rd down and 8. Gets his pass off, looped to the sidelines. Ryan was hit just about the time he turned it loose, and that's going to get us a flag. The referee was standing right next to it.
Brian Millard, number 76, Keith, just pushed someone. I didn't know who he pushed.
It could be a New Jersey penalty.
What?
Or was it that he got pushed?
I didn't even see.
It's against New Jersey.
Okay.
2 minutes to play in the ball game, so as soon as they sort out the penalty here and identify the accused.
Well, I think if that was a 3rd down play, Keith, they're not going to take the penalty.
They'll make them punt it.
And they'll make them punt the football.
Personal foul, 76 offense, decline, 4th down, 2-minute warning.
So time is out for the 2-minute warning. Millard is hollering out on the field, and New Jersey will be facing a punt.
Who came in and just got enough of them.
So New Jersey will keep the ball.
Yep, and they'll run it up the middle, let the clock run out, run their plays off, and the ball game will be over.
We have had more lawyering from the sidelines by players and on the field this season than I can remember, and they've been
running into the kicker, number 87, 1st down.
What's Percy going to do now? It happened right in front of him.
That's right.
Nothing he could do. He's got to flag it.
He's got to throw it. I mean, I'm sure he would like to have blinked at that moment, but eyes wide open and shoulder got clipped there.
1 minute and 53 seconds remaining to play. The Generals have the ball, 1st and 10, and a 10-point lead. Right now, New Jersey just trying to kill the clock as New Orleans has run out of timeouts. So they'll let it roll now. Breakers can't stop it.
Yeah, this is not helping their stats out at all, Keith. They're losing yards each play now.
They've got their ticket to the playoffs now, and it's just a matter of where they go and just sort of guessing it. It would seem that they might very well wind up in Birmingham.
Well, that picture there, scanning the bench of the New Orleans Breakers, tells it all. They had a chance, an opportunity. We're off to a fast start in 1984. They began the weekend. Did not continue their winning ways. They had opportunities against Birmingham. Birmingham came and took a game away from them down in New Orleans. They lost some games they really should have been in. Tampa, disappointing game for them down there. And now here, their last chance really to stay in this ball game, needing to win all their games. New Jersey needing to lose all of theirs. A chance to some degree control their destiny. They did not do it. And 42 seconds on the clock, it ticks down. They'll be thinking about what they can do for next year or just trying to finish out with pride in 1984.
Brian Sipe, a big day today as we go inside a half a minute to play. 14 out of 22 for 209 yards. And accounted for 11 first downs. And so the New Jersey Generals now are in the playoffs as they win their 12th game of the season to make their record 12-4. New Orleans now drops to 8-8, and New Orleans is now eliminated from the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference. It'll be Philadelphia, New Jersey, Birmingham, Tampa Bay. The exact locations and the matchups yet to be determined, but the 4 teams for the Eastern Conference playoffs are now settled. Score here is 31-21 New Jersey. Other scores from around the country coming up here as we begin to take shape, and at least the Eastern Conference situations all resolved. The Western Conference may not be resolved until the last second of the last game out there. But Los Angeles in the fourth quarter are leading the Oklahoma Outlaws 17-10. And there's still time to play in that game, and Oklahoma played Los Angeles pretty tough. 53 seconds to play. The Houston Gamblers now rolling over the Chicago Blitz as Jim Kelly has now thrown 40 touchdown passes this season to break the professional football record. That'll make Houston's record 11-5 in the Central Division and would lock up a host spot for Houston. At halftime, Birmingham, which is trying to win the host spot in the Southern Division, they're all even, 14-14 at halftime, but Washington had jumped out to a 14-0 lead in that ball game. In the Pacific Division is where all the confusion is at this particular point, because Los Angeles, if they hold on to win, they would go to 9-7 in their standings, and Denver, having lost to Philadelphia 21-19 on Friday night, dropped back to 8-8. Arizona is now even at 8-8, with Arizona having beaten Jacksonville the other night 45-14. But Los Angeles has to play Oakland and Arizona in their final 2 games. The Eastern Conference standings, and easily Philadelphia, New Jersey there. The Southern Division is still Birmingham, Tampa Bay out in front of everybody, and New Orleans now eliminated. So really the only indecision is out in the Western Conference with 2 wild cards and 1 host spot still available. 31-21 the Generals lock it up today.